And we are live.
All right, what is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos Aficionado from the channel, Frost and Fist.
And I'm Freak.
It is the Freak. Welcome tonight, guys, to our show, and we hope you guys all had an awesome Thanksgiving. For those that celebrated, of course, we know we've got some friends across the pond. We've got Spec in the chat. All right, he says he made it. That is commitment across the pond, waking up hella early. That's good to see you, my man. Weather Pig is in the chat too. We've got Archer in the chat. What up, my ninjas? Hellwork says, what's howling? We got Dave Dog in the chat. Got his sister's a battle box today, suckers. Man, congrats, man. I'm glad you got one. Got the Inquisitor Zane. We have a great group tonight. Absolutely. And Zane is ready to be super serious, Freak. We've got the Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak.
What's happening
in the chat as well? Awesome. We have some UK people who don't get turkey. 2:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness. That is incredible, bro. That you would wake up that early to hang out with us.
Either you like us or you're insane. Maybe both. Maybe you have to be insane to like us.
Could be column A and column B. Either way, we appreciate having you, my man. I always say we hate interrupting your sleep, but we love it when you're with us, man. All right. Mytholicious. Oh, hey, I like it. I like it. Zane's ready to be serious about being him. By the way, before we go any further into the show, you guys know we had Weather Pig on as a phenomenal guest last week. And if you go over to Weather Pig's channel, he actually did a highlights reel, a recap that's about a little under 15 minutes long, and actually has just a great compilation of some of the great scenes from last week's stream. So definitely go check that out. I definitely recommend everybody watch it. And he does some really cool editing and stuff like that to actually, some zoom ins and some other editing tips and tricks, or little tricks and techniques that just really make it extra funny. And yes, Zane is in it. Zane is in it about a good 30% of all the clips you used.
Pretty much.
X Gear Commander, good to see you, my man.
Happening. Happy
Freak,
Friday,
my brother. Why don't you kick us off, man? Tell us a little bit about your holiday and tell us about your hobby update, man. What you got for a turkey leg, not a pork chop this week?
No. We got to leave the pig alone. That's not the sport. Dude, I had a great Thanksgiving, man. Oh my gosh, I ate so freaking much. There's so much food.
Wow, I just wanted to, before you get started, Brian says that the highlights reel really improved our show.
The what?
Brian said that the highlight reel really improved our show.
Wow.
You know what? I'm not even going to take it that way, Brian. I'm just going to let that speak to how awesome Weather Pig's editing was.
Hey, just good work. Great job. I'm serious. It was like watching a Let's Play. He did that good. So it was that really good. Anyway, so man, had a really good time. Just enjoyed it. Ate a lot of food. I was on call, but I'm on call all this week. But really had one call that I had to handle, and it was not too bad. And then got to pretty much wrap up this bad boy. I just got to work on the bass. So there you got it. I mean, there he is.
That looks so good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, he is done. Like I said, I just got to work out the bassing. But this is off of the same model that Mini Morgul, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did. So I kind of wanted to emulate it, and it came out pretty close. That's what I was looking for. So, and I love that style. So now I just got to work on the bass. I'm going to do the same bassing that I did on my Knight. That just looks really good. I want to keep them uniform.
Keep it uniform with the Knight, not uniform with the rest of your Imperial Fists. That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much. I like how my Knight makes it.
I love your work, but I always feel like when you do your basing, you're like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yep. Dude, you know me. Well, I'm not going to
Your
do it
wolf,
here,
though,
but
all your wolf projects have been very consistent in basing, though.
yeah, pretty much. They all have that outdoorsy, woodsy, snowy feel, which that's fine. But
And I love
yeah.
how you use the twigs to really look like fallen logs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It really makes me wish I had done something like that on my snow bases, so I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, and that worked out. But as far as Imperial Fist, it's just wherever they might be at the time. So it's like, you know what? I think today you're gonna be on tile. I don't know.
Right on, man. I ain't hating on it. It looks good.
Thanks, man.
Speaking of which, Brother Thomas says, looking good, freak, or
Thanks,
looking
man.
awesome, freak. Brian says, nice. First company, nice from Spect. And Zane says, I do find it pretty amusing that I'm in a video by another channel about your channel. It's like channelception.
Yeah. It's like dreaming in a dream. Yeah.
Cool. Well, when you were done painting your Redemptor the other night, you said you were going to go play video games. What'd you end up playing this week?
So I went ahead and I updated. Gosh, dog it! I got my sinuses dealing with me. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Do I have to sneeze? I think I gotta sneeze. Crap. I'm making a lot of it. Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you. I feel better now. There's a game called Subnautica Sub-Zero. And
Subnautica.
Yeah, it's really good. They've put down some updates. Really, really cool. So I started playing that again, and it is just amazing. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful game. Gorgeous game. I'm not a huge fan of the whole underwater thing, but it definitely makes it intense when you're in there. You don't know what the heck is swimming under there. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, so that's what I've been playing. Really love that game. Just a great game.
Lily plays Subnautica, it's extra intense for her as well because she has a little bit of a phobia of deep water,
That's me.
And so,
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that adds to the level of intensity, like what's swimming down here with me.
Well, I mean,
ever get to the point of possibly having a heart rate monitor, doing a video of that on my channel.
Actually,
that would be cool.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah, Freak said that's a good idea. He's got the little heart rate monitor on his iWatch.
Yeah, because the thing is, I feel the same way when I have that same feeling whenever I go to a doctor's office or a hospital. I get that anxiety. I have lab coat syndrome, whatever, where you get stressed when you're in a doctor's office or hospital. My blood pressure goes up. I was feeling like that, and when you go in the water, and the further you go and it's dark, really having a hard time. I got to actually push myself and face my fear. Like, I've actually, okay, that's one of my worst fears because I think it all stems from movies that I used to watch, that I watched when I was a kid. There was one called 747. Literally, that's the name of the movie. And the whole plane crashed in the water and then sank to the bottom with people in it, people alive, and they were trying to stay alive as slowly, the plane starts imploding and people start drowning and all that stuff. It is just nah. Yep, nah.
I've seen little bits of it.
Yeah. See, that's got and a lot of bad, submarine movie. Oh, nope.
Playing to that topic for you and Lily, Brian says, cue the Jaws music.
Yeah, there's a lot of really nasty monsters. A lot of nasty monsters in there. There's leviathans and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you can hear them underwater. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, my God. I'm going to get
I
eaten.
know, extinct that, right?
Leviathan is one of my favorite primals in Final Fantasy.
Well, it ain't fun in the water.
Also on the same subject, Zane says he hasn't played Subnautica since it was in beta, and he's hoping for them to do a VR update like No Man's Sky got. That would be cool.
So cool. Yeah.
We've got a Space Wolf question in the chat. Dave Dog says, do Primaris Space Wolves suck, or have I been misinformed? So here's the thing. And I feel this way looking at a variety of different Space Wolves chats. So of course, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Reddits, and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm in touch with a lot of different Space Wolf forums. And what I feel like reading everyone's comments is that people who hate Primaris Space Wolves are like, people who are like, just don't like the lore of Space Wolves accepting it. But most of them are like all the other Space Marine players, just a little like more so. If you took all the salt on people who don't want to convert to Primaris in all Space Marine players, and you boiled that down and condensed it into salt crystals, that's where we are with Space Wolves. There's just hardcore, enthusiasts who want to keep the classic Space Wolves feel. And I totally understand that right now Primaris is so vanilla and there's nothing specific Space Wolves about it, right? And I think that's what a lot of people's problem is. And a lot of people are like, man, there'd be no way we'd ever allow Primaris into Space Wolves. I think these same people who are all about the lore and don't want Space Wolves to take in Primaris because of the lore forget that we lost half of our troops in Warzone Fenris, and then we took a crippled legion and went to the Gathering Storm, and at the Fall of Cadia, we went and fought there and lost another half of our troops. So we're down to about 25-30% of our group, our Space Wolf forces. And they're like, we would never take in these new, stronger warriors that are not from Fenris. And even furthermore, a lot of them are like, yeah, especially since these Primaris are from Terra or Mars or wherever it is. If you go back and actually read the lore, the people who volunteered to go into Call's Primaris program, a lot of them are from the original home territories. So like there are Space Wolves who in the Wolf Spear who are afraid that they'll never get to go home, or I'm sorry, in the Unnumbered Sons who are afraid that they'll never get to go home to Fenris because of the way the legions were split up. Some of them being put into new chapters and stuff like that. Some of them being put into, like the Death Watch and stuff. Some of them are going back to Fenris and not being accepted in for that first little while until Logan Grimnar gave the blessing and said, we are taking these new warriors, and they even created the trials of Morkai, to make sure that we are going to accept in, these Primaris Space Wolves. It's really the hardcore, super salty, like diehard, I want to keep the old school Space Wolves theme that are like, Primaris Space Wolves suck. I feel like a good mix is the great. And if you look at it, I mean, and don't get me wrong, Space Wolf players are going to hate me everywhere. But I really feel like in Intercessors, having used both, I really feel like Intercessors just blow Grey Hunters out of the water. The utility of being able to pump up your Grey Hunters with Plasma is neat, but why would you want to spend all those points on Plasma for your stock troop choice? That's not, I mean, they're not tons of damage dealers, right? They're not Terminators, they're not aggressors, they're not any of the really competitive stuff. You're just putting unnecessary points into your troop choices that, let's all be honest, your troop choices are gonna die super easily. And that's another thing, is that your Intercessors at least have 2 wounds, so they die a little less easily than your standard troop choices of Grey Hunters or Blood
survivability,
Claws.
man. I study him in the game,
Yeah, I enjoy the extra little Space Wolf flavor that comes on the non-Primaris stuff. I don't. You guys know your Wolf Brothers' favorite unit ever is Thunderwolf Cavalry, right? Can you give them meltas and drop pods? You absolutely can, and that is an interesting choice. But just like most things right now, right? You're going to drop your meltas down. People are going to see 3-up armor, and you're going to get that one good hit in with the melta and hope you don't roll poorly for it. And after that one good hit that you hopefully didn't roll poorly for, they're going to annihilate that 3-up save. Freak did that once. Actually, we have a battle report somewhere called Do Drop Pods Suck? And in that battle report, we did that. And he dropped a couple of Plasma and Melta tacticals on my back line. And unfortunately, I left a Contemptor Dreadnought out to guard my back line. And he whiffed the Melta. He whiffed the Plasma. All he had were bolters, and the bolters did nothing against the Contemptor. And then the Contemptor just ate his lunch.
Yep.
That's all you need to take out the heavy armor. Again, that's if you don't, again, try not to roll poorly for that one good hit. But don't get me wrong. I feel like it has its place. I just feel like overall
We haven't found
pound
it
for
yet.
pound as troop choices, intercessors are better.
Yep, I have to agree.
And that's just my opinion, guys.
Just to see them in action, I mean, compared to your standard blood claws, or dude, I'm telling you, intercessors they last longer. You've got your survivability, and you've got that firepower with your bolters. Dude.
And as an Asian man, I could always use more advice on how to last longer.
There you go. What? What just happened?
Playing White Stars.
Right.
With my intercessor.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, no, I've seen it in action. I've seen it several times actually now, and I really like how they work out for him. He doesn't have to throw him out there in the middle of nowhere. They could just hold on to an objective and literally hold it, hang on to it without dying right away. And they're good at plucking. They got the range.
And I do like a lot of the, again, I'm going to say it again, I do like a lot of the non-Primaris flavor, even for standard troop choices. If you just load up a rhino full of like 10 blood claws, that's fun. I mean, a lot of the times, like when we were talking about it a little bit, a game I played with Atlas the other night, they were really just good meat walls that were there for dying. They did no damage. They were there for dying. But they can be under the right circumstances. You drop them on somebody's back line and say, freaks, devastators, right? And you're rolling 20-something chainsword attacks, that's fun. And I mean,
they're
so
good
they do have
distraction.
their applications. But overall, what I'm saying is that for troop choices, they are better. And then let's look at the non-troop choices, right? Terminators versus aggressors. Terminators, if you can get them there, are going to bang some shit up in combat, especially with your power fists or thunder hammers. Put some storm shields on them, sure, they last a while. But aggressors, there's no arguing how much firepower an aggressor can put out versus, and don't get me wrong, the storm bolters on a Terminator can be good, but the firepower an aggressor can put out, on top of that, being able to get in, and they've got those, they're basically power fists with no drawback. Right? You swing a Terminator and you're like hitting on fours now, buddy. But you get in there with an aggressor and it's still 3 up, So, I mean, I'm not recommending everybody go full Primaris, but I definitely feel like adding in Primaris to your Space Wolves definitely is a good choice.
Definitely supplementing. Yep.
And when I see in these Space Wolf chats where people are like, "Hey, our people are finally feeling like getting up to going to tournaments again," because Space Wolves have been out of the competitive scene. We're not even mentioned really in competitive scene. But now that I'm seeing some of our people start to go back to competitive scenes, what are the lists mostly? Let's run at the very least a battalion of Primaris and then add on whatever we want. And if that's more Primaris with your aggressors and Hellblasters and stuff, cool. If they add on like the traditional stuff, Wolfen and whatever, like that's what I usually see a mix of, is a battalion of Primaris and Wolfen, right? And then pick and choose whatever else you want to take.
I'm seeing that GW is putting a lot of Primaris Space Wolf stuff now, where they, you can actually sub the heads. There are the boxes.
Okay, yeah, as the different factions have come out, we have seen, upgrade screws for the Primaris on all the different sites, or all the different chapters. So you're absolutely right. Porkies, you guys are bringing back some memories.
And a Kleenex. What?
Well, yeah. I mean, considering, when I discovered the Porky's movies, I was a young teen. So yes, lots of those. Go green. I guess we're talking about orcs. Salt crystals in the shape of dogs. You absolutely, or bikes, one of the two. Oh, we actually, so as Atlas and I played our game the other night, we actually kept making the reference to that joke, saying, because I had accidentally forgot my battle leader on a bike here at home, so I had to sub in one of my Thunderwolf Cavalry guys for that battle leader on bike, and me and Atlas kept saying throughout the game, like, is that a bike?
Wow.
Is that a wolf? It's funny. Porkies, you was on Vigilus too. Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely we were on Vigilus. But I think Vigilus was after we started accepting in, some Primaris reinforcements. Flesh Tearers lore-wise are in the same boat. Absolutely, yeah. Flesh Tearers got run down to nubs as well. and they definitely needed the reinforcements. Chapter guy hates them, but it's not like they have a choice anymore. You're absolutely right. Since there are like 100 Marines fit for duty left, yeah, definitely they need some reinforcements. That's all you need to take the heavy armor. Intercessors are dangerous now. Yeah, it's funny because I was watching the guy who play a couple of guys who play White Scars in tournaments now, and they all say that when they can get late game, they take double battalions of Primaris, and their intercessors. Whenever they move into the assault, the assault doctrine, they've got the extra attack for being veterans, and then of course the shock assault and all that. So all of them. You've got like a double battalion's worth of regular intercessors who are now getting the -1 AP for being in the assault doctrine. And as White Scars, they're getting regular attacks from regular troop intercessors doing 2 damage a pop now. They say it's really strong. Oh, Mythos, the show is going well. And then the Asian comment. That's how we do. You know it. Running Bear. Welcome, Running Bear. Good to see you, my man. He says, hi is all. Flesh Terrors give the option to remain with Standard Marines. For now, it's a business and they want you to keep buying. Oh, yeah, you can remain with Standard Marines. It just may not be as efficient. Do people play demons much in 8th edition, thinking of doing an AOS army and then use them in 40K? It's a thing. It still happens. I don't see it very often, but it's still a thing. And it is a good way to save money when you're playing both games, as Spec pointed out. Zane had a Tzeentch demon army charge into a Knight Valiant charge his Knight Valiant into his own infantry after killing most of the nearby armor. Oof. I can get some Chaos Space Marines if I get into it. That sounds like a good plan, man. Build that army. Spec watch a unit of 10 Wolf Storm Shields get wiped out in 1 turn due to bad rolls. That's what a lot of what happens when I'm playing Storm Shields. Like, nothing can beat me on a 3-up. Oh, there's a lot of 1s and 2s there. Unless I'm playing Freak, then it's all 6s.
Yeah, my life.
I don't know if you talked about this yet, but I saw a leak of chapter approved, but the point drops will mean for me my list almost a 250 extra points. Yeah, we weren't going to talk about it yet since the leaks aren't official. We don't want to get into too much trouble. But we did see that there are definitely some point savings all over. Cavalry, I was looking this up with my codex the other day. Cavalry are still the same, but a lot of other units like Wolfen have come down a few points. A lot of the named characters have come down. Even the battle leader, and you guys know I'm always going to look at Thunderwolves, right? So the Wolf Lord and the battle leader on Thunderwolves all came down by about 20 points apiece. It's pretty cool. All right, Freak. Now that we're all caught up in the chat, man, what else you done this week, man? Anything else? Any other interests or hobbies? Any other shows you've been into?
No. Nope.
Right on.
Nope. Just
well,
chilling. Just
I have been, and I did not make my goal, but my big hobby project all week was for Wednesday's game. I tried to have painted up these 6 bikes, and the bikes are mostly done. I still got to go back and do some silver panels and stuff like that, and then I'll do some pin washing later and stuff like that. But I got the bikes mostly done. The riders I never even started on. But I have to say, like, just the bikes, you put 6 of these veteran bikes together, and I just feel like they look really good together. So, Freak, imagine this. That's going to be a whole wave of Thunderhammer Storm Shields riding up at you.
I got to hurry up and do another Redemptor Dreadnought.
I say, like, the Storm Shields are going to do me good with the new Imperial Fist Codex, chucking out 70 mortal wounds a turn. Oh, my God. Another question for the group. What are our thoughts on the Edict beard? I think the beard looks good on him. We've seen the Edict beard face that we've all known and loved for, years now, and actually seeing a beard on it, it's an interesting change. I think it looks good on him.
It is No Shave November, so.
I kind of hope he keeps it around once November's over. Like I said, it looks good. Yes, those are wolves, Zane. Thank you. Squad of 6 wolves. Running Bear says Long Fangs, at least 2 units, still a must, and 1 unit of Wolfen are a must in my view. I absolutely agree with the Wolfen. I know Long Fangs do a lot of damage, and I just anytime I'm putting my list together, I think it's a lot of points for something that can be killed by missing 1 3-up save. That and everybody's got AP. Just 3-up saves 1 wounds are just so easy to kill right now. I never find myself willing to spend the points knowing that Long Fangs are going to die so easily. Oh, man. So this week, Atomic Dog finished off his Thor figure, and it looks good. Go check out a showcase on the Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak channel. And he just finished his Han Solo. 2 figs in 1 day. Sweet. What else did you finish earlier today? Because I think you finished up Thor yesterday. Maybe. I could be wrong about that. You didn't finish the 6-pack? Lightweight. I know, my man. I really pushed too. I just couldn't get it done. Of course, part of that, a little bit. I mean, yeah, stratagems. You tell me, you are the experienced tournament player, Running Bear. You tell me how to keep these guys alive. Because I really feel like most armies just look over, raise their leg, and take a piss, and my 3-up, power armor is dead. So you tell me how to do it. So I got a lot less painting done than I anticipated. Because for my birthday Tuesday, I was in bed with pancreatitis almost all day. I got virtually no painting done on my birthday, which really sucked because that was the day before the game, and I really thought I was going to try and make a push to get some stuff painted, and it didn't happen. And I mean, like literally just in bed with pain with pancreatitis all day. It was red apple ale. I'm jealous.
That sounds good.
Halfway through the Tyranid charts. Those bikes look nice, but I know you like rolling 2s on saves. You're absolutely right, Spec. You're absolutely right. It was NNN for Zane, but that was over in 8 hours or 3 hours. 8 hours. Dominic Dog says, my boy is 37 or 38. Got to go count. He got a ton of boys done too. Yeah. If you know how to use Battlescribe, even if you know how to use Battlescribe, go back and watch Mythos's Battlescribe tutorial. Oh, yeah, there are definitely a lot of Kachows there. More Kachows than the entire Cars franchise in that one tutorial. Other things I did this week, of course, we had – I feel like it was a great Thanksgiving. You guys know your Wolf Brother likes to cook. I had family over, my brothers, for Thanksgiving. I did the cooking, except for Darklight Dreamer, who made a great dessert and some sweet potatoes, and Lily made a chocolate pie, which was amazing. And I did most of the Thanksgiving stuff. But then after all the cooking, which I love cooking, my turkey came out pretty well, and then we all watched The Mandalorian, all 3 episodes back to back during Thanksgiving dinner. So that was pretty cool. The Mandalorian is really good, guys. If you like Boba Fett, Jango Fett, all that good stuff,
I like Bubba.
Definitely, you're going to want to watch The Mandalorian.
Big Bubba fan.
And then that brings me to today's hobby thing, which I probably should have spent some time painting, but instead, after being so buzzed about The Mandalorian, I went back and started Knights of the Old Republic 1, because I still have yet to finish it, and I want to cross it off my list one day.
Really?
I went back and restarted that. Yeah, because on my Xbox, and the original Xbox was it was a little bit glitchy, okay, as we all know. And actually, the first generation and the 360 were both kind of buggy systems. So unfortunately, I got to the end of Knights of the Old Republic.
The first one? On the first one?
Yeah, the first one was on the original. And actually, they were both on the original. But I'm just saying as systems, right. The Xbox and the 360 were both glitchy games.
Okay.
But anyways, I was playing on the original Xbox before, and I got to the end of the game, the very last level. Mm-hmm. Game froze on me, and just when I went and reloaded it, data corrupted.
Oh my!
And that was very frustrating. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this keep me down. I'm going to build it better. So I took everything I learned in that game, built an even better Guardian, and man, my stats were out of sight. I had like nat 20 or 21 strength plus the CNS fully upgraded CNS strength enhancer belt that gave me a +8 strength. So with my double lightsabers, almost nothing could touch me. Right? I was just a badass. I was like, it was the best. I took all the planning from the first game and put it in the second game, and I was doing really well. I remember I confronted Malik, right? And like I lost almost no HP. I just like da 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 da, and Malik,
How'd that go again?
all his health, huh?
How'd that go again?
Da 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 da.
Okay, I was just
And
making sure
then
I got that right.
Bastila jumps in and she sacrifices herself. She's like, "You can't win this fight." I'm like, "Are we watching the same fight?"
Right.
So she sacrificed herself, and I got dragged away. And I get back on the ship where it loads up, and your buddy Karth is like, "We're lucky to have gotten out of there alive." Yada yada yada. And then he does this head bobbing thing, and my game got stuck on a loop because the game would not progress forward. But it wasn't like he was frozen because you could still see him bobbing his head. You could still hear spaceship noises in the background, but nothing would progress after he's just sitting there bobbing his head like, yep, that was the thing.
Oh man.
So anyways, 2 games in a row, back to back. I got halfway through the game once, to the end of the game another time, and just could not get it. So now that I've got it here on Steam, it was like $3 today on Black Friday sale. So
yeah,
I picked it up for Black Friday, and I've been playing it just because The Mandalorian got me so hyped. The Mandalorian is really good, guys.
The Steam editions are actually a lot more stable when I've got the CDs, both of them actually, the original CDs when we played off of CDs, right? And oh man, well the first one wasn't so bad. The first one was actually really stable. The second one, oh, that was horrible. The second one was glitchy. Great storyline. You know, I love the game, but that's what was frustrating, is that it was such a good game, great storyline, but the entire the game itself was super glitchy, froze at a lot of weird places, buggy. Like, oh my god. Well, I downloaded them both on Steam a while back, and they're just way better. Make a huge difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is playing beautifully on the laptop. It's going so smoothly. Really enjoying it. Spec says happy birthday. I appreciate that, my brother. Atomic Dog says, Freak, you okay? You've got the poopy face going.
I'm a little tired. I'm good.
A little tired.
Got the
Running Bear says the best way people still dealing with what?
No, I was just saying I'm still dealing with the sinus stuff, you know.
The
allergies,
stuff, yeah. Let's see. So, Running Bear suggestion: he uses a Chaplain Dread to give his Long Fangs a 5-up field no pain. That's actually a really good idea. Place them on one turn hidden behind a building. Then the next turn he uses them to move and fire. I assume you're using the stratagem so that way they don't get the minuses to hit when they move and fire. Move them into the building to shoot. And that's what I use this. Yeah, that's right. Then he uses the stratagem to ignore the penalties. That's pretty good. I've always heard of people using the Chaplain Dread's like Murder Fang to run up into combat. I've never heard of a Chaplain Dread sitting back to give buffs. I should really think about that. I've always wanted to play around with the Chaplain Dread, so I might try that at some point. You should play the Steam version of KOTOR. That's what I'm playing on right now. Mm-hmm. What are you, a PlayStation person? I really am a PlayStation person. I don't get me wrong. I rolled with Xbox and 360 and Xbox One. I still play on it now. I just prefer the PlayStation a little bit more to my Xbox stuff. KOTOR was amazing. I agree, Spec. I was so mad that they never released KOTOR 3. And then they took some of the storyline that they had and MMO. Just mangled it up and tossed it into the MMO. That made me so mad. It's so unsatisfying. Because they had this great story going, and the fact that they just used it, like used parts for their MMO, was just, no, I wanted the full first player experience, not.
Well, it was predominantly story driven. Yeah, it was story driven, very, very strong story driven. That's what we really liked, and it helped you to really lock on to each character. With the MMO, you're just another cog. It did have a storyline, but it wasn't streamlined. I agree totally, wholeheartedly. They really took away the essence of what KOTOR really was. So.
I agree. Zane says I'm a heretic, but then he says, "Oh wait, I don't have an Xbox anymore." The bugs made you want to make the news. I absolutely agree, especially, gosh, when Red Ring of Death was a thing. There were so many people actually getting on the news over the Xbox bugs. I like how they release one show of Mandalorian on each Friday. Great show. I agree, my brother. So yeah, that's that's been my hobby update. Oh, I did get some color, well, the whites, and start blocking off some of the black on the guns and stuff like that. So I've got my repulsor coming along, so enjoying that too. Just thinking about how much firepower that can put out. If I finish these bikes and get my repulsor going, I'm actually going to have a good little 1,500 point list almost.
Very nice. Hold on. A lot of bikes.
All right. So that is our hobby update, guys. Oh, Freak, can you pull up the pictures of my game with Atlas? It's just a couple of the first rounds. I apologize in advance, guys. These pictures aren't very good quality. And this, we didn't do a battle report. Like I said, first of all, we were playing a 2,000 point game. We knew it was going to take hours. And we really just wanted to fit the game in. So we didn't do a battle report. We did take a few pictures, though, at the beginning. And it was White Scars / Space Wolves and the Imperial Knight, the gorgeous Imperial Knight that Ben Ellis painted up for me. Shout out to a brother.
You did take it?
Yeah, I did end up taking it.
Nice.
Because even though you're going to see, I was rolling really hot that first round, Freak. So you see 2 6s and a 5 here.
Yeah, I see
there's
that.
Another shot where there's a whole handful of 5s and 6s. I was definitely rolling pretty hot.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I should be getting my 3 repulsors in Conquest magazine. That's going to be cool. Oh, actually, that's a pretty decent picture that came out. So this is a garage game, guys. Just hanging out in my bro's converted gym he's got. It's a little work shed kind of deal, and it was actually a really, really comfortable place to get into game. He actually he built a full table, and he plans on suspending it on chains. So that way, whenever it's game time, he can lower it down, and whenever it's gym time, he can raise it up. Pretty cool combination. So you can see there my Space Wolves and my Knight there. So those definitely, I didn't take a whole lot of wolves. I took my battalion, 1 Grey Hunters, 2 Blood Claws, and a Bjorn, and a battle leader on bike or wolf, whichever you want to say. Oh, Atlas is in Oklahoma, but happy Thanksgiving, guys. I'll catch y'all's vid Monday. That's the man I'm talking about right now. This is his gym we're in. Good saving space for 2 good hobbies. I absolutely agree. So this is a really cool force here. It was all Imperial Guard. There's definitely you'll see there's some pieces proxied in, like those devilfish or chimeras, and then we've got the 2 basilisks in the back. There are some really of those epic Dreamforged special weapons teams that we talked about being on sale a couple shows ago. Man, they made really gorgeous heavy weapons teams. And I actually like their armor better than actual Imperial Guard. They look really good. Right scale, too. And one of the things Atlas was telling me is he got actually another, because he bought up there's several boxes of these heavy weapons teams. He got a free bag or a free squad of Imperial Guard, because their heavy weapons teams comes with 3 guys on a base, and in 40K you only use 2 guys on a base. So he actually he bought enough of the heavy weapons teams that he actually ended up with a free squad. Tau captured guards. Yep, Tau captured guards, a guard vehicle, absolutely. So those are chimeras there that he was using. So he brought the basilisks, he brought chimeras, he brought salamanders, and he brought a Taurox as his armor. And it was pretty cool. It actually worked pretty well. And then I love playing against Atlas because he's always like combing through the codexes for to look for things that not everybody takes, and that actually worked really well for him. So some of the things he took that were a little unusual, like the salamanders, worked pretty good. I didn't have a stroke. My memory just failed me. So yeah, a couple of things he did a little interesting. He took a whole bunch of sentry turrets.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
A lot of them. Go ahead. He took like a lot of them. So he took a bunch of sentry turrets. I think 2, 4, 6 heavy bolter ones and 2 las cannon ones, and they dealt a lot of damage constantly throughout the game, and they were not easy to kill. Because if you try and get them with the small arms fire, I mean, they're toughness 5 and 5 wounds apiece. And since he brought like 10 turrets, man, they were a beast to chew through. And especially since my heavy weapons were all pointed at the big boys, like the basilisks, I wanted to pop the chimeras early in the game because another thing he takes that's unusual to guards players is he takes crusaders. And I've never even seen another YouTube channel even mentioned crusaders before, but he took 2 of them, 20 crusaders, and they come with a power sword and a storm shield, right? So he's got that 3-up invul save. Then he uses a priest for psychic barrier to improve their save by 1. So he had them on 2-up saves, and then he used the Imperial Guard stratagem to combine them into one big unit of 20, and they were just like this rolling death ball that kept killing stuff. Plus, he had a priest with them. So he kept, whenever I would finally kill one of his 2-up invul guys, he would just bring them back with an act of faith. He gave them zealots, so they all got to re-roll all their misses. And then he had a medic with them to bring back even more of the guys. So even though I kept killing, like pinging them and bringing them down and killing them throughout the game, he still ended the game with at least 10 of them. It was crazy. And those things are just like a rolling ball of death going through the battlefield and just killing my stuff. Like even, a big dread like Bjorn was really not that much of a problem for them. It was actually really impressive. The armor I tagged early in the game. So what happened is first turn, I moved everything up, my bikes, my warlord, my Imperial Knight, a lot of things moved up, and I mostly swept around the left side of the table because I knew on the far right side was his Crusaders. And I took out, I managed to get close and tag, some of his tanks right off the bat, his a salamander and stuff. I popped the quad las cannons on the Xiphon Interceptor, popped one of his chimeras that had the Crusaders first turn. Another one was brought down to 1 wound with the Imperial Knight's rapid fire battle cannon. So I popped a lot of the armor early on or tagged them in combat so they couldn't shoot. And I think limiting his firepower early in the game was ultimately helpful. But by the end of the game, I was really only 11-8. So within 3 points, that whole game was pretty close, the whole match. And the whole game, he basically forced me to play around him because he had the rolling death ball of Crusaders, that 2-up invul save in the middle of the board the whole game. So I had to skirt around the edges to try taking objectives, get to his backline and getting at the tanks and stuff like that. I really think I wouldn't have won the game if it hadn't been for that amazing knight from Ben Ellis, which, again, I know taking a knight to a non-knight list is kind of cheesy, but he kept saying, no, man, bring it, man. It's gorgeous. Let's see it on the battlefield. So I was like, well, I mean, if you want me to, I have been looking for a reason to get in a game with the Imperial Knight that Ben put together. So it looked gorgeous. It got to do its thing on the table, and ultimately it probably scored me a victory because it at the end of the game, because of that death ball of the Crusaders on the field, all I had left on the field was my Xiphon Interceptor and the Imperial Knight, and that was it. And you guys know that flyers don't count, so if he had managed to kill the knight too, he'd have tabled me. So overall, it was pretty awesome. I can't spell and it broke him. I am on mobile and typing fast. Don't break just because I'm spelling bad. Knights are not that bad in close combat. Yeah, it was against his Imperial Guard. Doing the the thunder stomps over and over again, getting 12 hits a pop. That actually was really helpful. And then of course I was a little surprised that with that big Reaper chainsword, it first got into combat with the Torox, the Torox or Salamander. I can't remember. One of the two though. It actually took 2 rounds of combat to finish it off. Or 1 round of combat and then he melta-gunned it the next turn. But again, overall, just really pleased with how that game came out. It was really intense, and it was such a good game that we didn't even realize. We started the game at started at 8. By the time we got our armies all deployed and stuff on the field, it was around 9, and it was like 2:30 in the morning. A little past 2:30 in the morning by the time we finished. So by the time I got packed up on the road and got home, it was 3 a.m. I did get in trouble with the missus. I love you, babe. So it was one of those good games where you lose track of the time. But it was a close back and forth. And every turn I kept seeing options taken away from me. So really good game. And what about you guys? Have any of you gotten in a good game recently? We are going to be going on to the Art of the Week here in a moment. But while Freak has stepped away, and of course, we did mention at the beginning of the show, Freak is on call this week. But while Freak has stepped away for a moment, I do want to give a big shout out to our supporters over on Patreon, starting with the Blood Claw level, Brother Jake from Chief Live Gaming. Then we've got our Gray Hunter level. Shout out to Brother Roxas, the Gray Hunter, and Inquisitor Zane, Gray Hunter level, for helping support us in what we do. And of course, the big shout out to the Wolf Guard Archer. That brother coming in at the Wolf Guard level, and all you guys helping us with what we do and making sure that we can keep doing this YouTube thing and hitting our goals, doing things like the upgrades we've been able to do for the channel and stuff like that this year. It's all been amazing. So we'll talk about things that we're thankful for on Thanksgiving, and definitely, having you guys, your support, whether it's because you're supporting us here, watching us, or the people who are over on Patreon supporting us with that patronage, all of it. We appreciate all of y'all's support. And I just noticed that, on my thumbnail, it says Happy Thanksgiving because we're going to talk about some of the new tanks coming out. And on Freak's, where he labeled the live show tonight, it says Happy Thanksgiving. I wonder if you noticed my pun. All right. So, a couple things we're going to talk about tonight. New Sisters of Battle actually are getting some kill team love this year, and right after the release of actually the Sisters of Battle Codex and models. So right off the bat they are getting some love, and I really am glad. Trying to spam out some black armor while I'm watching the stream. That's awesome, man. Getting that Raven Guard down. So really am glad that the Sisters of Battle are getting some love right out of the gates, because this definitely, and as I mentioned this on last week's show, that it's good for them to be sold out, because this could have been a one and done kind of deal, right? They could have released it and not sold that well, then they don't get love again for a few years. But fortunately, that's not been the case so far. They've sold out everything they put out so far, and the fact that they're getting kill team rules right out of the gate as well just shows that it's not just a single support. It looks like they're going to keep supporting them for a while. So I'm really pleased with that. And hopefully their kill teams do well too, and they'll get even more love and support. They need to do that with the Sisters, as they don't have enough models in that set for a full game. Yeah, I mean, unless you're spamming just a whole bunch of troop choices where you can get more than the rule of 3, and even then it's going to be hard to try and get your hands on that many. it is definitely going to be rough unless you resort to alternate models or the old models. I'm definitely excited that the second range of their models are coming soon as well, though. And I can't wait until their actual battle box gets split up so I can start getting some sisters. But that definitely seems like when you have a limited model range, Kill Team is the most natural choice of what do we do with these models, right? Right, or third party. Again, I love the Raging Heroes Sisters of Battle stuff, and I definitely want to get some of those. Yeah. Hey, it's Guess Who? Just me. Welcome, William Kuby. Good to see you, my man. Welcome back, Freakalicious.
Thank you.
You ready for some art of the week, my brother?
Yep.
Archer also says, welcome back, Freakalicious. And Spec says, true. All right, so here we've got a submission from Brother Brian over at Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak. And he started us with some Stormcast Eternal Love here. From, actually, Freak, I'm going to let you pronounce this.
I can't get fresh.
I think it's Devil Kate. Devil Kate. Oh, actually, that's not bad.
Yeah, Devil Kate.
That's not the artist I was thinking of. There we go. But man, look at, the face on that, just the different the tones on the cloth there. That's a really well painted miniature. Also, William Kuby would do the Raging Heroes if he did Sisters of Battle. Sadly, I can't use third party where I play, says Running Bear. So Thomas says, well, what about using bits if you can't use whole third party models? That might be a good idea. Some pretty good shadows and rises in the texture of the cloth there, right? We've got the deeper blue out down in the crevices, and we've got where it's almost highlighted up to white on the edge of the cape. Very cool. I like the work on that axe too. You can see it's darker along the ridge of the, or I'm not sure if that's an axe or a hammer. It's an interesting looking weapon, to be sure. But you can definitely see it's got some darker areas by the where the head kind of meets the flat part from the side, and then of course it gets brighter towards the bottom edge. That shield is looking good too. You can see it starts with a deeper blue up top, but a brighter blue under the bottom. It's also very cool. That parchment or whatever that seal is on the shield also looks really good. Running Bear says where he plays, it's based on approval for using alternate bits. Spec says so clean. It definitely is really clean. And just the different tones of the gold there look really awesome too. We got Malaga War Games. Good to see you, my man. Good morning from Spain. Good to see you, Malaga. Are you still doing work on your international channel too, my man? Because I was looking recently and I didn't see anything new. I just want to make sure I'm not missing it. But Malaga, my man, is from Spain. Malaga, Spain, of course. And he does some really great Spanish content on his channel. And he's also started up an international channel for his English-speaking counterparts. So check Malaga out.
Okay, you ready for the next set?
Yeah, just not a fan of the gold Stormcast, but this pulls it off. And Zane agrees with that, saying that on this particular piece, it doesn't quite feel like the primary color. I guess because there's enough to break it up there. I agree. It's a Maul mythos. Okay. I'm used to 40K malls, so I wouldn't have guessed that to be a mall. But thank you for letting me know. Now, this was submitted also by Brian, and I find it interesting because our big Gaga model last week was the Ariman, and we have here another interesting Ariman. So let's check it out. Very blue tone on this Ariman, almost like an ultramarine style cobalt blue.
Now, this is by Yiggles.
Yiggles. This model gives me the Yiggles. Muyakubi says, bikini nuns with guns. Yes to that. Zane is not a big fan of gold in general. Malaga says, Puff, I have a lot of stuff on the channel right now. Plus, Xmas is coming, and the kids will have holidays soon. Cool. I will definitely check that out, man. I don't know why I didn't see it when I was looking around before. Malaga says, I have to go back to the channel. Hopefully 2020, I can afford more time for it. Cool. Zane says this model gives him the Yeagles and moist feels. Specs says Weather Pig's PTSD kicks in at the side of that model. I don't know if you remember the Ariman last week was when he was like, okay, that's it. I give up, baby.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's a lot of blue and purple, and it looks good, but it looks good, though. It's not as dynamic, but I think not a lot of people can pull off the huge variety of colors as the one last week.
This is sacrilegious.
Weather Pig, it do. It do. And Zane says, poor pig. This really looks like an orcified AT-AT from Star Wars, which is probably what it is. But it's just really interesting done how it's been orcified out. This was the one that I meant to say that, Freak, I'm going to have you read. The way I'm that name.
Seb Cebulski, Color Room.
Man, you made that look way too easy.
Sorry. Oh, these look cool.
Orky AT-AT, I like that, says William Kubi. Whoa, suspect. Yeah, that's pretty excellently done. And it's the most orky thing that we have, also submitted by Brian. So hopefully he saw that. I really hope he saw his own submissions. This, unfortunately, I don't think we have Lady Dragon with us tonight, who is a Dark Elf player, but we do have these Dark Eldar transports that I can't remember the name of. And I definitely really just like the look of it. The dark black and the dark green together, offset by the red sails. Just thought it was really striking.
It's from Daria Lishchenko.
Very cool. See, stuff like this makes me interested in painting Dark Eldar. I might have to try that out one day. But, as we see these amazing artworks here on Art of the Week, I want to paint a little bit of everything. Another orky thing I picked out submitted by Brother Brian. This is the back of a Mega Boss with Power Claw by Miniature Blanky.
I'm a fan of warm colors.
Aha!
Yeah.
Brian did see it. Sorry, I was singing a couple carols with the wifey and daughter while getting some hot cocoa. Man, do the family thing, man. Don't worry about us. It's awesome getting in some carols already. Very cool. Oh, sorry. Did I not say Mega Boss? Mega Boss. Mega. Piloted by Puke Skyorker. Interesting. Sorry, eating pizza, so hands are busy. Man, get your grub on. Raiders, that's the name of the transports. Thank you, Thomas. I knew you'd be able to get me. Hell yeah, that's a sick AOS model it's based on. You know, for the orcs that I have, whenever I finally get around to painting them up, I wanted to do the same things, take that badass mega boss from AOS and turn it into a 40k war boss. Hellworks submitted 2 on the Instagrams. I will go grab that real quick. But right now we're looking at Electric Eve miniature painting. She's one of my favorites to follow on the Instagrams. Actually, I think I like her work so much, I follow her on both Facebook and Instagram. And she has been working on this figure here for a while. And it was in 2 halves when she was painting it. The top half alone was bigger than her hand. And then she painted the bottom. But look at those tattoos are all freehanded on. You know, and then all the details on the clothes, plus not only the gold details, but look how it fades from like a deep dark purple up top, you know, to a maroon and then eventually kind of a reddish. I mean, it's amazing. Those free-handed tattoos, I think, really are what impressed me the most. Look at the different colors of strands of hair, Freak.
Oh, it's gorgeous, man.
I mean, it is hard to make hair look this interesting, but she really pulls it off. And then I love the teal greenish as opposed to all the red and purple that's on here. You know, it really pops nicely. And I think that does the same thing with the cool colors in the blue of the tattoos. I don't even know what this bust or model or statue is from, but I mean, it's phenomenal. Her tattoos are flawless, says Thomas. Let's see. Brian says this girl can flat out paint. She absolutely can. Zane says dat booty. I don't think she's got that much of one, brother, but I mean, I'm not against it. Running Bear says best orcs I ever saw was black and silver Orkland Raiders. I like it. 3rd edition. Wish I still had pics. I'm an Oakland Raiders fan, so there is that. That's pretty cool. You're not going to get that level of painting in my I'm not going to get that level of painting in my lifetime, but that's okay. But you know, that's what we're kind of what we were talking about last week. Atomic Dog is, I mean, I'm never going to get that. I see you highlighting it, Freak. I didn't say it wasn't there. I said there's not much for it. Like, you know, it's a slim line, but that's okay because I like those too. But no, yeah. So like a lot of us in the hobby, you know, like for instance, you painting 38 boys, right? This is not necessarily the skill that we're practicing, right? We're not trying to do showstoppers, right? We're trying to crank them out and still make them look good, you know? Thomas also remembers the Orkland Raiders. That's pretty cool. Is the dress a TA? I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure those are like little shorts there. Yes, it is well painted, Zane. Very cool. A little underneath that too, Freak. I think I put up some of the Instagrams from Lady Dragon and Big D.
All right, give me a second. Let me look for it.
Oh, and I have a couple also sent to me by Brother Thomas just now, so I'll include those as well. The second one from Legalized Mischief, Brother Thomas, we have already showcased here before. So I'm not going to grab those, but definitely the Russ. Or I'm not going to send it to anyone because my phone will die. That last 10% on a Galaxy is false advertising. If necessary, Freakalicious, I can recopy it to you.
Yeah, because I don't see it. at all on our chat here. I do, however, can show this one. I think we skipped this one. This is from Richard Gray. Looks like a really badass Reaver.
Yep. He is definitely a pro level painter who does, the competitions and stuff like that. And he's also considered one of the kings of conversion. I like that Reaver head on him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not one of those king of conversion bits because it just seems like a simple head swap, but overall it looks really good.
Yeah, I do like that. All right, let's see.
Richard Gray's pieces are definitely often considered, the top of what we do. The apex. Well, I unfortunately, Thomas, I can't send any of them to Freak right now because my phone just died. So I will save those and submit them for next week's. Let's see. Let's see. Is you already did screen grabs? Yes, but if you would like to submit something, of course, we'll toss something up whenever we can. I just can't access my Instagram from the computer at the moment, and my phone just died. My hot chocolate with whipped cream and some glitter topping. That sounds delicious. You guys making? Oh, when are you guys making a Discord? Freak and I have talked about that, but I don't think we settled down on that just yet.
Yeah, we got
might be something for the new year. Yeah. Gamecraft Dragon has one with invites going out tomorrow. That's cool. William Kuby mentioned Spellcrow bits. Spellcrow bits are definitely good. If you make one, can I be a mod? We'll see, my man. We'll see. All right, Freakalicious. Well, that was some pretty epic art. I was going to re-forward you the stuff from Big D and Lady D. However, I'm going to have to wait till my charge comes back. So that might just be some for next time.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just can't. I need my phone to access the Instagrams, and it is.
It
is now dead and on the floor.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can do Instagram on my phone, but I can't do it on the computer. Go figure. Because I'm not used to the program.
So, anyways, we'll just skip over that part and make sure that we come back to those amazing artists on our next show.
Cool.
With that, we can skip on over to some motivation that we need. And you know what? I could use some motivation because, I mean, between the really excellent art and, the technical difficulties that we've encountered, sometimes I need to be remotivated during the show.
Indeed. Eating too much turkey sometimes will do that to you, especially if you're still in a melatonin-induced coma.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's easy to be lethargic around this time of year, but I think that post-Thanksgiving, Chaplain EMO can help restore our morale.
This is true. Let's see what he's got going on.
When you're going into battle and you don't know how to feel, just count on Chaplain EMO and his joy will make you squeal. So when the world takes you down, you want to scream, just listen to the words of Chaplain EMO.
Having you along, my friend.
Okay. And as always, Ethos, I think you do well. Asking the chaplain.
Chaplain, we've had an amazing Thanksgiving. It is hard to pick up from a holiday weekend like this, especially one where we've given our thanks, we've over-engorged ourselves, and now we don't know how to pick back up our motivation and carry on. So following an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving like this, let me know, how do we push on and get some motivation?
Well, I mean, the whole thing of Thanksgiving is that you get to spend it with, family, friends, and you become thankful for so many different things. So How do you do that there, Chaplain?
The holidays. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. By myself.
Maybe he had to work. Probably what it was. Probably had to work late, you know. Wow, Brian? Dude. Heartless. I mean, you could have invited him. You could invite him for dinner, you know? Could have sat down with you and your family, said grace to the emperor, you know? Come on. But no, you're gonna throw shade at the chaplain? For why? Why? Wait, why? What did he do to you? Did he pee in you, Wheaties? Huh? Yeah. You're probably the reason he's sad. Gosh. Man. Love you orc lover? Yeah, there you go. I said it. Yeah. Indeed. Wow. Wow, there's a lot of salt coming from the chat. Man, I think I need to turn the salt rage on. Jeez. Oh, really? You got to be kidding me. There we go. Of course.
Oh, man. I don't even know everything I said after all that. Yep. Freak was just letting me talk away for like 10 minutes there.
I had no idea. Oops. Sorry.
Wow. I'm not sure what all I said. But anyways, what I was saying is that Malaga says unfortunately, there is no Thanksgiving in Spain, and he has a little sad face. There may not be Thanksgiving in Spain, my man, but we over here experiencing Thanksgiving are thankful for you, man, having such an awesome hobby personality in this hobby community that we got. And the same could be said for all of these amazing people in the chat right now or watching in the archives, guys. We're really glad to have you as part of our hobby community. You know, it's funny because when Malaga said sound off, I thought he was like,
sound off. 1, 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
How tall are you, boy?
Now, you want a Thanksgiving, we should go to a Space Wolf one. Yeah, absolutely. You know, definitely on Fenris, we know how to throw a feast. Random fact, the chaplain is actually an Ultramarine. I don't know. I think we've seen some emo in the Raven Guard lately. You know, he might be a Raven Guard. All right. So I guess we go on to some of our news, huh, brother?
Some of the news.
Some of the news.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm on my last bike to do the Red on the Guns on right now. These little guns are actually a really pain in the butt detail to try and not get the red all over your nice white paint job.
Oh, come on. Why is it?
Got some more technical difficulties, my brother?
I've got everything listed, and it's not showing all of our vids or all our pages that I set out. So let me just put in some music here for a second. There you go. That'll give me a little, give some time to get this set up here.
All right, sorry, I'll pass on the puppy chow, Fenris. Man, Brian's just throwing salt in every direction. Mythos, we should repeat April. Yeah, man, we definitely got to get another hangout in. I learned when editing the photo that I realized that the right shoulder is an ultramarine blue. Oh, I did notice that. Good catch, man. Renderbear says, nice Mythos, thank you. Left from in front, right from behind. Okay, well, I'll have to go back and check the picture a little more closely. Emo did it.
Yeah, I have to put it. I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, now they're showing up now. Okay, give me one second. Here. Sorry, guys, we're almost there.
Technology grand, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think this might be the first one that I have right now as the battle forces. Why you need one or four.
There we go.
Okay, so
You guys know we talked about it a little bit earlier when we saw the leaks of which ones were coming out, but the Battle Force boxes are coming. And if I'm not sure with the price increases on the different box sets this year, but if previous years have been any indicator, the Battle Force boxes are usually the best deal model for model that you're going to get from GW all year long. So these are always worth checking out.
So here are you got three boxes here. You got the Space Wolves. You got Blood Angels.
Stay on the Space Wolves for a little bit.
Yeah, it's on there. And then Tau Empire.
So friend of the show, Big D from Gamecraft Dragon, really wants the Space Wolves one because it comes with a couple of key things like the Space Wolf Flyer and the Wolfen.
Yep.
And those are pretty epic.
The Wolfen are definitely strong.
Yep. Freak does not like it when I bring the Wolfen.
No.
Actually, since they upset you during the Imperial Night Battle report, I don't think I've taken the Wolfen for a while.
Nope, and I don't miss them either. At least I try not to miss them. But I roll ones, and I miss. Whiff. This is actually a nice box. I mean, you consider, look, you get 17 miniatures, and that's including the flyer, right? The gunship, which is phenomenal. It is just a beautiful model. Of course, we all know the gunship, and it could take all of these guys, at least a good shebang of the Wolfen, and drop them off.
Yeah, I love combining the Wolfen and the Storm Wolf because you fly them up. Flyers, of course, can move a minimum of 20 inches, so you can really move that sucker wherever the biggest threat on your opponent's side of the field is, like an Imperial Knight, and just the next turn, drop them off literally outside, the door of whatever it is you want them to bring down.
Yep. And then, the next one is the Blood Angels box. You get 23 miniatures there. That's, I think that's the Predator, yeah? I
think that's their Blood Angel specific ball Predator.
Yeah.
That's got the assault cannon on top.
Right. Well, is that it? It does look like an assault. Is that not an assault cannon? I can't tell. But look at the minis that come with it, man. Oh, my gosh. So you've got... Oh, man, I love these sculpts. So those are the ones with the wings. They're so cool.
Oh, man. Somebody will tell us what they're called, but I can't remember what they are.
I just like the way they look. And, of course, Tau. All right, moving along. Next one. Okay, so there's chaos. Okay, again, pretty cool. And I like how they did a good job, combining the troops along with a vehicle. Pretty cool. That's actually a great deal. That's a good way to get
Sanguinary Guard. Those are the guys with the
Sanguinary
wings.
Guard. Okay, yeah, I love that. I might actually paint some. It's actually really cool. There you go.
Atomic Dog wants to take the Tau box set because they like to beat up Mythos.
Wow.
Wow. That's the kind of friendship we got going on here.
Okay. And here we got some AOS. For those AOS loving folks, like our buddy Weather Pig likes AOS, doesn't he?
Yeah, I really want to get into it one day. I like the Stormcast and I like the Daughters of Cain.
Yep.
One day.
These gloom spikes are ridiculous. Pretty crazy.
Cave Shroom Loons.
Stormcast Eternals, Exorcism, Soul Strikes. So, these are the ones that this is the picture that we were seeing, right, from this particular, this particular
Battle Force.
Battle Force, yeah.
Yeah, those are all things I would like to build and paint.
Those are really cool.
Man, I like those cavalry units. They look so cool. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get this at some point.
Yeah, they look great.
You know me, dude. I love a good cavalry unit.
Indeed. Here's a good picture of the Space Wolves. Okay, that's not a bad deal. I mean, you got a couple blood claws, but yeah, you got is that a tech marine or a tech priest, right?
Yep, that's an Iron Priest.
Iron Priest. Yep, there it is. Pretty cool.
And those are Grey Hunters because they got the big rifle.
I see. Pretty cool, man. I tell you what, this right here between the vehicle and the Wolfen, I think they'll be worth it.
And even the Iron Priest, especially if you like to run, I try and take my Sakaran every time I take the wolves out because I just love the Sakaran so much. But if you're putting them with dreads, an Iron Priest and a Bjorn, beautiful together, right? Or your shield dreads up there tanking wounds. You could have the shield dread tanking the wounds and carving stuff up on the field, and then an Iron Priest trailing behind, healing him up as he goes.
Right.
By the way, Freak hates it when he starts putting wounds. He's like, I finally got a last cannon off. He didn't save with his shield. I'm like, heal D3.
Yep. That's when the raging
the Knight
starts.
Lancer in that Titanicus box. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's funny because it looks very much like the one that you can buy aftermarket. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Looks almost identical.
Looks just like the Forge World one, for sure. Oh, aftermarket, you mean the Dreamforge one?
Yeah.
It does look a little bit like it in the face. The face and the shoulders. Yeah, it looks a little like the Dreamforge one.
Yeah, it's slender and very, slender.
Hey guys, just curious. Have you guys played each other in a game besides Warhammer 40K? This is the only tabletop game we've ever played each other in. We do play video games together sometimes.
Yeah.
It's the only tabletop game we play together. I've been of a mind to try and get Freak into Magic like we play. But I don't want to overload him with new rules and stuff.
You don't want freak brain matter all over the walls.
The mounted unit in the Stormcast box are crazy good, even on foot.
Wait, we do play D&D, cool.
Oh yeah, that is a tabletop game, but it's not us playing against each other.
No.
And in fact, we usually
everything
got
that
each other.
Yeah, and everything that we've done, we've always pretty much had each other's back. Since we used to play Modern Warfare 2, to
locking it down, baby.
Yeah, man. Remember we were like on 3. Snipe.
I'm thinking about the Chaos Space Marine Battle Force box, but I got too much stuff to paint. It's starting a placement soon.
Who's that? You?
That's Weather Pig.
Oh.
I wouldn't worry about it, Weather Pig. Just go ahead and get you a chaos box.
That's a heck of a box, man.
Or, and hear me out, the Wolves box is only 17 models. See? I mean, you could do that. Running Bear used to play Fantasy, Battletech, Star Wars, Battlefleet,
Wow.
or Starfleet battles. Yes, I'm old. I like Battletech. I really enjoyed it for the brief time that I played it. But that was just one of those things, we played it for a little while, and then eventually the group kind of dissolved. People weren't, it was harder to get a game together. People got new jobs or whatever.
Okay, this is the chapter approved, the 2019 edition.
All right, so the first thing I want to talk off is this front picture here. You see the two books. I want to talk about that.
Do it.
So some people, and I know you can never please everyone, but you guys tell me what you think. Are you salty or non-salty about this? The two book deal. So chapter approved used to be one book to buy, one book to lug around. Now they're doing it as two books, but what they're doing is they're putting all the rules in one book, or all the points of the missions and the points in one book, and all the rules in another book. And they're allegedly what they're including is every rule from every FAQ, every erratas and all that stuff. All the rules that they've updated throughout, not just the new gosh darn it, I knew I was going to do that. But not just the new rules that come with chapter approved, but all the updates to the rules that they've done in the last 2 years. So that's why it's its own standalone book. Now, again, it is convenient that it's all in one place, but I know some people are going to be like, now I got to buy two books instead of one book. What do you guys think? Personally, I'm kind of glad to actually finally get the rules all in one place and not have 15 erratas and FAQs that I got to reference to. I can have it all in one book. But then again, on the other hand, the next time they put out a codex, they're going to have to include that FAQ and that errata. And next time they put out a codex after that and after that. But it is cool, I think, still to get a one-spot shop for the right now, at least. What do you think, Freak?
I wholeheartedly agree. Remember in our first couple of videos that you heard me going crazy on all these ridiculous PDFs you have to download, remember? And then they'll say, yeah, just all you got to do is take those, download them, print them, put them in your rule book. No. And I even said, why could you just put them in a freaking book? Just get all these rules, get them all out, and put them in a book. And they did that. They finally did that. I think that's great. I think that's a fantastic idea. Yes, it's another book. I get it. But you know what, man? It's you have everything all in one shot. Everything, like you said, one-stop shop. Everything is in one easy to find location. You don't have to dig through pages and I'm all about organization and consistency. This works for me. So yeah, I'm gonna have to spill for this for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. That's the exact same thing that I like about it. It's easier to say, show me in the book, than show me on one of 15 different errata/FAQs. Right?
Yeah, I mean, who wants to start?
Easier to call somebody out and get a consistent answer.
Hold on, I think I have the PDF here somewhere. Let me go look on their website. Where's the community page? Let me dig this. Everything's there.
Thomas says that both books come as one purchase anyways. That's pretty good.
Oh,
I wonder that's going to be more money than the single book, but either way,
it's a good reference book. I think it's a great reference book.
Yep, Archer agrees with us. Brian says good point. Cool. He also says just another way to make more money, not personal, just business. I mean, but in this case, I think the more money is also a convenience, right? You're paying to have
for the convenience. Yeah. But I mean, I think, okay, again, the whole thing about 8th edition is that they listen to the players. That's the whole push for 8th edition is that 8th edition was more of the actual player's version versus, you know, something that a bunch of heads at GW put together think that the community is going to like. Well, this is supposed to be the community, the edition of the community, and a lot of play testing. And I like the idea that they've actually thought of doing this, because this was, again, one of the things that I just ranted and raved over, because I just couldn't believe, you know, look, I just said it, look, just make the changes and leave them alone. Just stop. Just figure the changes, play test it, get it right, and then shut the hell up. You know?
Yeah. And, you know, it's easy when you have a rules debate with somebody to just say, look it up in a book, as opposed to each of you are trying to quote, you know, a different FAQ or different errata, or, well, last time I looked in the book, it said, and then you're trying to figure out, okay, well, did this FAQ come out before that errata, or, you know, it's just, no, this is the final word right here.
Right. Again, you're tapping onto the consistency. Everybody would have the same book or the same reference. You know, it makes perfect sense. It works. So you're not like, oh, wait a minute, no, mine says here. Okay, what's the date on that? You know, it's like annual feed.
X-Gear Commander says, just wait until 9th edition comes out. Well, and I heard Big D talk about that too, and I hope that is further off than the rumors anticipate, because, you know, it would be silly to put out all these new rules and stuff like that, you know, and campaigns and stuff like that, and then be like, okay, well, all these rules we just put out don't matter.
That's a good way of pissing
now, I'm
off
not
the
saying
community.
it wouldn't be unlike them, because that is similar to what they did for Gathering Storm.
Yeah.
You know, they put out all those rule books during Gathering Storm, Fracture of Beltan, Fall of Cadia, and all that good stuff. And then, boom, new edition. So I get it. It is possible. History can repeat itself there. I just hope it's further out than, you know, the people are theorizing.
8.5. Yeah. So 8.5 is, you know, okay, I can take 8.5 because we're already at 8.5 now as it is. You know, you're just compiling all the data that you've been able to, you know, drum up after all the play testing, and now you can put them in you know, in new books and new material. That's fine. To come up with a totally new version, honestly, I would probably hang it up. I would stop. I probably would stop playing and just collect, if anything. You know, I would take it. I would really take it personally. I seriously would have an issue with that. That's just me, you know, because, you know, you, like you said, you put a lot of effort, a lot of work into 8th edition, a lot of changes that came in. Okay, now, okay, let me qualify that. If not 9th edition, if there was a 9th edition to come out, were to come out as a revised 8th edition, okay? In other words, hey, here it is, 8th edition 2.0. We're going to call it 9th. I don't care, however you want to phrase it. Not so bad. But if you're going to change the game as 7th was to 8th, I'm done. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm personally done. You know, you invest so much time, so much energy, so much money in these editions and in the, you know, and getting acclimated to the rules, when all of a sudden you get a quick 180. I really struggle with that. I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
So far, what I've heard from like Chapter Master Valric and other people, Big D, people who are theorizing a 9th edition in the horizon, everybody seems to think that because of the amount of money that 8th edition has brought in, and it's their most successful edition to date, right? Everybody seems to think that if they did do a new one, that it would be very similar to what we do now. Right. Like a soft reset is what they say, or a soft edition.
I'm okay with that.
And I would think that would be okay too.
I'm okay with that. You're right. This was one of the most successful, you know, editions that has come out. I mean,
Malaga says I honestly hope they would think they should offer an annual fee that lets you pay a subscription kind of fee and get all of the download content digitally, as well as for the people who do not want paper accumulation at home. I get that, but I also like having a tangible version of my rule book. I feel like I learn better having the paper in my hand and being able to read a book than to try and stare at the computer monitor figuring it out.
Yeah. I think it's just mainly saying just keep it as making an option for those who actually want a digital form. But I agree with you. I'd like to have it where I can open it up, I can see it, I can touch it. Like aha, here it is right there. So
as a Space Wolf player, F it, go to ninth. Maybe we might get decent rules. Exactly. They're
wow.
kind of like Necrons. Wolves are great in friendly play, but we wolves don't see the competitive scene ever. AOS 2 was such a good update. It changed what they needed. Hopefully it will be the same for 40K. And I've heard that referenced a lot too. AOS 2, Age of Sigmar 2.0 was one of those soft resets like I was mentioning, Chapter Master Valric theorizing. And they just kind of took the best parts of Age of Sigmar and then things that people really complained about, felt like needed updating, they fixed that. Roxas, my brother, welcome to the chat.
Hey, Roxas.
Shout out to brother Roxas who hooked me up with some really cool art Land of War elves for my Green Dragon deck in Magic the Gathering.
Oh, that's got the free birthday.
It was a gift. I'm going to call it my birthday gift.
That works.
Running Bear says, just the way of 40K, you will always get a new rule set. Just get used to it. I don't care about the books as long as the miniatures are always usable, then it's all good.
That's a good point.
Look at that Battle Force. December and January, we got Wolf Love coming. Iron Priest incoming. Ooh. Yeah, the Battle Force box looks good. And then the points drops, we definitely have some Wolf Love coming. Definitely looking forward to it.
I really do think that GW is not going to forget Space Wolf community. I really do believe that. I think it's just... I think it'd be very pleasantly surprised when it happens.
Yeah. I feel like we've been punished long enough for the Death Star, shenanigans that they've forgotten all about, by the way, that the broken part of the combo came from Iron Hands, not Space Wolves.
Sure.
Because they obviously have shown the Iron Hands some love. They obviously have forgiven them for the Death Star. But hopefully they forgive us Space Wolves and let us come back to the Cool Kids table soon, too. All right, Freakalicious, you want to take us on to our next news topic?
Let's see. Adeptus Sororitas kill team sighted.
I talked about that while you were taking a call.
Okay. Do you want to go to something else, or I'm going to show that, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've exhausted that topic.
Okay, all right. Topic
but it's
exhausted.
good to see them getting some love, so soon after coming out with the 40K army.
All right.
They're getting a kill team army.
Thanks for reinforcement.
Aha. Thanks for reinforcements. I was noticing while you were gone, I was like, the thumbnail says Happy Thanksgiving, and you have Thanksgiving. I'm like, I don't know if you noticed the pun. So this isn't 40K. This is actually 30K, but there is some new tanks that are coming out with the Sakaran kind of chassis, Sakaran kind of body. You guys know the Sakaran is my favorite tank of all time. And I'm hoping and praying we've got all the other Sakarans in 40K, even the relatively new missile launcher version. So I'm really hoping we get a version. You want to, some of these variations for 40K, if not in the near future, sometime soon. Maybe the next time they do an Imperial armor. So take a look at this. You see that nub there in the middle? It's a little round part you can insert the different types of tank turrets into. This is meant to be modular so you can switch out the different types. Huh? A lot of times we have to do magnetizing or things like that to make them the different variations. They're actually encouraging it here, which I think is awesome.
That is so cool. It is sexy looking too.
Wow, how much? Because it's new and it's on the Sakaran body or chassis, my brother. I imagine it's going to be approximately hella expensive. It's going to be somewhere between hella expensive and damn.
You know what though? Funny though, it's got a mix between the Sicarian and the Land Raider. It's not full Sicaran and not full Land Raider. It's so cool looking though.
You mean like with the ladder tracks up the side of the body, like that Land Raider does?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's so
overall
cool.
shape is definitely Sikaran, but yeah, they're definitely like with the ladder and stuff like that, has some Land Raider vibes to it. Well, heavy bolter on top action, which is funny because usually on a regular Sikaran, the turret goes on top and the heavy bolter goes in the middle, but they've switched it around. Melta option, very nice.
Flamer.
Flamer, right on.
Oh, this is going straight to Forge World. Oh.
So Running Bear says it'll probably be your left leg, but at least not your left leg and testicle. Well, maybe after tax.
Yeah.
Maybe after tax.
Yeah. I think you're gonna lose that nut. Okay, so
Those are really cool. So it looks like I think that was a stubber autocannon they called it option. Very cool.
$135.
135. Interesting.
Yeah, it's the Saber Strike tank and armory. It's cool. It does come with the all the different pieces. That's pretty neat.
Also, Saber Strike tank just sounds cool.
It does. Look at okay. So look, there you go. That's how you mount it. Dang, that is so cool. How neat is that?
Yeah, it's cool that, and armory. Like, again, I'm really impressed that they're like, here, we want you to make this, swappable for the different options.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually well thought out.
I really enjoy this because, again, going back to my favorite tank, the Sakaran, you can't just swap out the turret bits, right? If you go to the Forge World website, you have to buy the Sakaran with the assault cannon. With the auto cannon. You have to buy the Sakaran with the Punisher Gatling cannon. You have to buy the one with the plasma. You have to buy the one with the missile launcher.
Right.
And you can't just swap them out. But now they're actually encouraging you, hey, do it. Here's a bunch of options. We'll call it the armory where you get every option. That's cool. I like that. I mean, that to me is very unforged worldy, right? But I like that direction.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Inquisitorial Kit Bash.
$135 American for all weapons. Yep. All right, boys, I got to go. Nice chatting with you. Have a good night, Malaga. All right, community kit bash. So again, I'm going to go back to what I was just saying about, this is very unforged worldy here. But again, this is like the second time in the last few weeks that we've seen something on, hey, here's some conversions our team did, where they're encouraging conversion. And they just talked about how made to order last week. We just talked about that, where they were like, here, you can buy some of the old Inquisitor models because we just released Inquisitor rules. Now they're like, by the way, how about kit bashing some Inquisitors?
That's cool.
We just released some of their rules. They're not saying you must buy the old models or that we're putting out new Inquisitor models. They're like, hey, man, convert, kit bash up some Inquisitors. This is what we did. That's cool that they're like pushing it,
That's crazy.
That is really crazy.
God.
It's like some kind of like inquisitorial death throne.
Oh man, that's just it's pretty cool.
I guess that's a pilot from like one of the knights or something he's riding in.
So, I
That's pretty crazy.
fantastic, man.
And again, we're definitely not used to seeing this kind of
No,
stuff. For
not
sure.
not on GW. There, no.
They're like, stop converting or kit bashing that. Buy our stuff.
Right?
But not this time, man.
That's encouraging. That really is.
And I'm gonna be straight with you, man. After seeing some of the leaks on some of those rules, man, I kind of want to play with an Inquisitor. They seem kind of neat. Like nothing seems overpowered. They just seem like neat little niche effects.
I don't think they'd appreciate you playing with them. That is so cool. I mean, pretty neat.
That's a Gene Stealer Colt body for sure.
Yep.
With an AdMech head. Some plasma rifle. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's that red plastic. So I imagine this is all from different, like, what's that katana from? I want to steal that for my white scars. Where is that katana from?
I don't know. Let me go back to it. Hang on.
Go up a little bit.
Let's see. Death Cult Assassin is just Nosoprond with an arm swap from Sanastasia Minced, both from the Kill Team Rogue Trader. That's where you need to find it at. Wait, Bendis and Chris.
Or maybe it might be a Death Cult Assassin.
Could be.
I think the arm swap is for the pistol.
Mm.
Okay. Death Cult Assassin. Man, I could really use a katana like that for my white scars. Ah. Hellwork says Blackstone Fortress.
Oh, there you go. You might be able to find some of those. That is pretty nice. You know me, man. I love katanas.
God dang it, freak. That's it. Next time I'm taking all 12 wolfen will be on the table.
No!
It's going to be a bad time.
No!
That's cool. I like that. I can't remember what that is. I think it's one of the. I think it's either one of the. I can't remember what model that is. That's holding out the scroll like that. But that's perfect for an Inquisitor.
See, that would be a Zane right there. You know, and instead of a staff, he would carry his snake around. Oh, what else we got? Ooh, this is pretty.
Oh, that's cool. Flamer and the flag.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Zane says, nah, I wear him along my neck. I don't think that's a Scion coat, Thomas. I think that's the Inquisitor that I painted up for Ethan last year. I think it's his jacket and his staff. Gosh, what's his name? He was a big deal. I think he came out last year. I painted one up for Ethan. Inquisitor. Now it's going to bother me.
I think of this. I think of the kid who plays football blind. Sorry, that's just. Oh God.
And to me, it's a girthy rod, not a staff. Eisenhorn. Thank you, Archer. Officer's coat and Eisenhorn staff. Okay.
What the F is going on? Okay, that's that.
If you are familiar with that video and you laugh, you're a bad person like we are.
And we welcome you on the show. All right, what's the next one? Turn that off. I think that's everything. Yeah, that was everything. Yeah, that's everything.
Let me take it.
Why is that on? Okay. Oh.
Yep, that was everything indeed, my brother. I sent you a Dark Bunny Creative Studios. Brother Running Bear sent us a piece of her art of the week.
Okay, hang on a second. Look.
Because the arm isn't in the sleeve. Good point. Good point, Thomas. See, that's one of the good things is that we've always got somebody in the chat who knows the models better than we do.
Yep.
Whenever we have a question.
That's always a good thing. We don't know Jack. All right. Is that the link you sent, Methos?
Yep.
Okay. From
It's the very last thing I sent you.
Dark Bunny Creative.
Dark Bunny Creative.
Do I need to make sure my wife doesn't walk in on me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something else.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh. Out there is sexy.
Yeah, you know I'm always down for a Venerable Dreadnought.
Let me go to Art of the Week. There it is. Come on, load. And make sure that my...
Oh, man. That non-metallic style in the axe. So good.
Yeah, it is. That's a great glow effect.
I mean, that's like a straight up shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a reflection across metal, but with ice colors. And then the shading. Oh, man. I love the glow on the eyes, too.
Yeah, and the gems. Oh, my.
That's phenomenal.
See, I did something very similar with the towel that I painted. That type of glow. That looks really, really good. Find it. That is just gorgeous. Come on, go, 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 go. More, yeah. Okay, what is this here? Just show me.
And these are two different heads, too. These must be two different dreads. Oh, cool. These are armigers with wolf heads. I got a couple of those around. And that's cool.
Man.
Running Bear says, saw that and had to send.
Yeah, gorgeous work.
That Bjorn, though. That Bjorn.
Man. I really like that greenish tint, too, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the Space Wolves are typically a blue-gray, but that green-gray, and I've seen a lot of that in pictures lately from different people doing it. And that green-gray kind of really stands out.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, it looks gorgeous. I always feel like it's a waste to put an assault cannon on Bjorn. Unless you're specifically fighting like hordes of like orcs or whatever. But even then, it's only 6 shots. You know, I mean, it's more than two from a las cannon, but
Let's see what else he's got.
Very cool.
Oh, man.
So one thing I want to talk about before we end the show tonight, my brother, since we've got like a bunch of time to fill, but I've been meaning to talk to you about this anyways. So I'm just gonna, mention it on the spot because I know one of your favorite things is unprepared questions.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Oh, that murder fang looks so cool. Wow, they're murder fang.
Bang of murder.
I really want to do mine converted from like a contemptor. Still with
Oh
the
my
same
God.
saw.
Freaking Arjack. Oh, I like that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that looks so freaking good.
That is a really, really good RJAG.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's really well done. That's amazing.
And this here too.
Bernie Bear says, see why I had to send? You right.
Dude, that's okay. So I mean, we're used to the blue, light blue, different variances, right? Gray.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here, I really like this because it doesn't take away from the Space Wolf theme, but it definitely gives it a little variance for sure. A good variance from your typical. I like this a lot. Oh man. Oh wow, there you go. There's your Wolfen. Holy crap.
Oh yeah. Actually, this style I've seen in some of these Space Wolf community forums, and I didn't know who did it, but I really, really like this, like almost pale, almost gray skin tone that he gave the Wolfen.
Right. But see, he really did the same thing to the gems. I just love that glow. And,
yeah.
And this is kind of like, let me show real quick. Hopefully it'll come through. Let me see what else they've got. Oh wow, yeah, I'm very impressed with that. That is just, oh man, that is so different. Okay, so they didn't go with your typical yellow shoulder pad.
Yeah, that's a very brown yellow.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was like, so they kind of kept the hue similar.
No, I'm not going to agree with that, but it does look good.
No, okay, so it's almost like a muted yellow. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
it's a very muted yellow, very earth tone for sure.
Yeah,
I like it. I don't know why. I actually like this.
It's my least favorite part.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I do like this, and I'm not. It's so weird. I don't know why. It's got an appeal for me.
The Gray Hunters definitely do look good, and I appreciate the pull away from the Easter eggy, super bright colors.
Okay, now you're talking my language. This is gorgeous. Between Arjack and this Redemptor Dreadnought, love it.
Yeah, definitely gorgeous.
Love it. Very, very nice. Okay, let me he's got a lot of stuff on there. All right, so go back. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Come on. I like you, moron. Hello. Hello. Hello.
What?
Oh my God.
What?
Not you. Oh. Come on. Why you do this?
Your frozen screen?
No, it's not frozen. It just doesn't want to open. Why are you this way?
That's a puting hammer. Yeah, I've always thought for as big and strong as Arjack's supposed to be, the hammer is kind of small. That's why I upgraded mine to a really massive hammer. It is a muted yellow, yes, like they have been out forever in the yellow. Yep. You like that green color that whispers in your ear, go green, green is power. I do have a Power Ranger song like that goes "Go Green Ranger Go."
There it is.
I'm not sure that's the same.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. This is the one that I did for Atlas, where I did the actual glow, and that's kind of like what they did with the gems. I've never seen it done with the gems. I've always seen it done on Tau on this here, which I thought was really interesting.
I find it. I'm not really teasing, but I'm kind of teasing. I really like this because it looks like what I did. This guy paints well because he paints like me.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I like the effect.
No, it's a good looking effect.
God, it's just a glow effect, and it's a multi-layer glow effect that I haven't seen. I'm done with you. I'm freaking done with you. Where's the mute button?
I was just trying not to laugh during your speech there. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm done.
I love you.
I'm done with you. Anyone else? Oh, wrong one. There we are. Okay.
And I finally have achieved the breaking of the freak for tonight. Woo! You know you love me. All right, freak. So, big question. As per our usual tradition, we got to think when we're going to try and get in our annual December game for the last game of the year. My alliance with Freak has ended. All right, guys. So, welcome to the Frost.
Zane, you're up.
Welcome to the Frost and Inquisition.
The Frost and Zane. That's a good question. Actually, we need to do it before the end of the year. We need to.
Well, it's typically when an end of the year game takes place.
Yeah, we got to do that soon, huh?
Yeah, we definitely can't do it at the end of the year unless it's like, well, no, it would be too pushing it to try and get it between holidays.
Let's see what we got going on the next 2 weeks here. Might be able to get a game in.
Cool. Although in 2 weeks you'll probably be on call again, right? The last time it went okay.
No, it's every 3. Yeah, we'll be fine. And now that I have, I've got my what do you call it, hotspot on my phone, so I can actually handle a call from wherever I am. So yeah, so it's actually works out a little better. And my boss decided he is going to pay me for the use of my own cell phone. So I'm cool with that. But no, I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, no, we can, let's look into within the next 2 weeks, man. We might be able to get a game, and hopefully we can actually record it.
Sweet. We definitely need another battle report.
We need a good battle report. Yeah, I'm seriously considering doing the whole thing, man. Like all the rules and everything. So we don't have to talk about it. Yeah. So
cool. Well, we're definitely gonna have to up our commentary for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's easier to be on for a few minutes at a time than it is for a 2.5 hour battle report. But I think we can make it work.
I mean, it still can be edited. Yeah. I mean, it's just we'll be able to show off a little more than just talking about the game.
Yeah, sounds good.
So,
I like it. And of course, people will be able to tell us, if we were getting any of our new rules wrong. Each of us trying to learn it. Well, I mean, relearn.
Yeah.
In your case, the Army.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Oh, man, I can't wait to play this guy. Gosh, this is going to be so good, man. Oh,
hey, maybe we should, love that. If we do a smaller point game and I finish these 2 units here, we might even be able to get like a smaller, like 1,500, and I can go pure white stars.
Okay, I'm down with that.
So that'll give me a reason to press on and try and get these done.
Yep, I got to hurry up and put together my Centurions.
I need to hurry up and do I need to do showcases on the gifts I sent out this month, and also still have several White Scars things that I've painted up. I need to do showcases on so I need to get them out,
I got
including that amazing Xiphon interceptor that you painted the canopy on.
that thing is gorgeous, straight up.
Another compliment last night. Atlas was looking at it in person and was just saying, "Man, the effect on that canopy just really looks great."
Oh,
and
I'm glad he
I have to
liked it.
agree with him.
Oh, I
And when you
forgot
guys
about
see it, if you want to learn the best way to paint a canopy, you'll be able to check that out. Eventually, it'll come out on our on our YouTubes, but over on our Patreon, we've got a tutorial for that right now, where Freak shows how he does canopy effects, and he did the same for his what's your flyer called?
the Storm Talon.
Talon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like Stormfang. No, that's mine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Storm.
It's got Storm in it. Storm. Yeah, Storm Talon gunship. Yeah, I did the same. But I like yours better because apparently I did the lines clearer. Of course I did. On yours.
Yeah, the last time I was over at Freak's house, we were taking a look at the pictures, and the ones on the flyer he did for me definitely looked more crisp.
Yeah, they look like
But
really
of course,
good.
he had a whole plane to refine his technique.
Yeah. I mean, I knew what I was doing this time, and but yeah, man. That's,
yeah, let's
gonna be a
definitely-
good game.
Also, man, we'd also need to take a look at next time we get some free time sitting down and getting in some either league or some raft time. That'd be
Yes, probably some rap time.
Yeah, we still got a whole ship to build up.
Okay, guys, you got to understand something. Mythos is one of the biggest. All right, let me just. Okay, when it comes to an MMO, Mythos is balls to the walls, front and center. Take it like a champ. I go lead, you follow. You know, I got this. Hold my beer, kind of guy. Okay. When it comes to Raft, and I think most of you, though you don't know what Raft is. Raft is a collaborative game that you basically are. You could play single player, but it's actually more fun when you have more people. And this is it's literally a raft made out of rubble, trash, rubbish, whatever you want to call it, that you've been able to collect in this ocean because of the rising tides. That everything's
It's like a water world kind of.
Yeah. Water world. So you're basically collecting trash. So during the whole thing, he is.
Good night, Running Bear.
Good night, bud. Mythos is the quintessential support guru. This guy, you say, we need. I said, Mythos, I think we need food. I got this. I got hold my bear, and like the whole time, he'll be really quiet. I said, Mythos, you all right? Yeah. And I go look in the boxes, and it is chock full of fish. I said, Mythos, I think we're good on fish. Well, no, I think I made another box. I'm going to fill this one too. Like, okay, we don't need that much more fish. And of course, at times he takes breaks, and he would go and throw his hook. This is huge, like a plastic or metal hook, and he goes and collects debris from the. Well, he misses one of those barrels, and unbeknownst to me, he's Peter Pan off the thing. And I had no idea. And meanwhile, I've got the sail up, and I'm just talking to Mythos. Yeah, man, I think there might be an island we can probably catch over there. And Mythos. And he goes, yeah, I'm good, bro. Like, where are you? Oh, I'm out here in the water. What? So I'm scrambling to raise the freaking sail, try to put out something for an anchor, because at the moment we don't have an anchor. You got like a bucket full of rocks. And Mythos is like 40, 50, 60 yards out in the water, and there's a freaking great white circling around him. And like, why? Why do you do this to me?
No, man, it's cool. I'm on my way back. But
Yeah, I was like, the shark is like twice both are both of us put together. I'm like, oh my god, dude, you're gonna get eaten by the shark. Nah, he'll be okay. Oh god,
yeah,
he's eating me. Like, swim.
one time it went so off script that as I was dying, he was hurrying up trying to put down a bed so I could respawn on the ship.
Oh God, yeah.
And he managed to construct it at just the last second right before I died, so I respawned on the ship.
I'm like, you've gotta be kidding me, man. It is a great game. You can play up to 4 people, I think. I think it's 4 people collab. And it's a fantastic game. My daughter and I, Nina Chick, you know, we play it a lot. And she doesn't like me playing because sometimes, you know, I do stupid stuff. I don't do it all often. And there is, you actually, in one of the things, one of the islands, you can find a radio. This is something new that they put out. You find a radio, and there's somebody's broadcasting music somewhere. And one of them, it's a really like hard, thrashy metal song called Firebomb. Well, I got into it a little bit.
Nailed it.
I got into it a little bit, and then I got my, you know, my, I don't know what it was, an axe or something. Yeah, my pickaxe. And I started yelling, Firebomb! And I started destroying parts of the raft. And Nina Chick yelled at me, what are you doing? I'm into the song, Firebomb! I'm just running around, destroying stuff. So she finally took off, put on friendly fire, and she started shooting me, and she killed me. So, can't say I didn't deserve it. That was fun. It's a great game. Check it out. It's called Raft. It's on Steam. I think it's like $20.
Weather Pig says, sounds like The Forest. Love that game. Zane's waiting for The Forest VR to come to PSVR. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of really good survival games, man. I love survival games. I've just been really into the survival games. Besides Payday 2, I do love. Oh man, I've been burning Payday 2 like crazy, dude. Oh, I can tell you, Payday 2 is on VR now. Well, it's been on VR, but I've been playing it on VR until the last time I actually played with Nina Chick, and I got in the car and I almost hurled. Oh. But yeah. Yeah, I heard Force is really great. I haven't played that though.
Zane, you didn't shoot the shark earlier because on our profile we haven't gotten to be able to make bows and arrows yet.
Yeah,
actually, no, we just unlocked it, but we didn't have it at the time.
Yeah. And you've got your stone arrows, and you have your metal arrows, and we didn't quite graduate to metal yet.
Well, at the time, with you making a bed and me getting drowned, and
right,
we didn't have it yet.
Right, yeah, we were just trying to live. I was scrambling. Like, oh God, okay. If you die, you're done. You're gonna lose everything, and I don't know where you're gonna be. And all right, let me make a bed. Hurry, I'm dying. Well, I didn't push you overboard. Hurry, I'm dying. Okay, but we made it. We did it. That's how we do. How we do. What the hell? There's always time for Malik and G weapons. Oh, making and G.
In this, I mean, it takes a lot of farming materials to get the bow and arrows in this game.
No, I do have PCVR here. It's my headset here. It's a Windows Mixed Reality.
Yep, you've got the Windows Mixed Reality, yeah.
Yep. So I really love it, man. It's a really nice system. Love it.
Speaking of VR, I recently started playing Farpoint again, which is so fun.
What game?
Farpoint. It's a PlayStation exclusive.
Okay.
And it's you're on this ship that gets pulled into a wormhole. You're like you're supposed to be their cargo ship to take these people on a space station studying an anomaly in space. You're supposed to take them back home.
Right.
Their shift is over. You know, they like most scientists, they rotate every year or so who's going to be staying on the space station. You go to pick them up, and all of a sudden the anomaly explodes and pulls you into a wormhole, and you're on this alien planet somewhere, and you're looking for the 2 scientists you were about to pick up.
Right.
And as you go, there's like lots of like freaking giant alien spiders is your first main enemy.
Of course.
And they leap at your face. They're like the size of dogs, and they leap at your face. And in VR, you know, when something leaps at your face, it really leaps at your face, you know. If you guys want to go see, I did a little Let's Play over on Darklight Dreamers channel when the game first came out. And yeah, there's a lot of, I'm an arachnophobic, so there's a lot of me flinching and swearing and almost throwing the controller. So if you ever get a chance, check that over on Darklight Dreamers channel. And it was definitely a lot of fun. But anyways, so because I started it during his Let's Play, I ended up beating the game on his profile. Well, now that I've got my own PSVR, he let me borrow the game. Here we are a couple years later. I've never tried the multiplayer. That would be really interesting to 1v1 you, and I've never done the multiplayer. Also, my tracking, I don't know if it's the light in my living room or whatever. My light on my VR, the tracking goes off all the time. So, like, I'll be aiming this way, and it'll go that way, and I'll have to stop and recalibrate.
What does it use for the tracking on the VR?
So there's like a little ball light at the end of your weapon.
Okay.
And then there are 4 lights on the edge of the headset, and then the camera reads the light points.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, kind of like the what do they call them in the PS3?
Yeah, it's like an upgraded version of that technology.
Gotcha.
The Move controller is what it is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Move control. Yeah. That's what. See, what is it called here? So Zane asked me a good question here. Hold on.
And actually, Zane, I need to talk to you as someone who plays a lot more PSVR than I do. I've been meaning to have a one-on-one chat with you. Maybe we'll hit you up on Instagram or something, or I don't know. Do you use Facebook Messenger? That's my easiest thing my fallback. But I want to have a couple 1v1s with you because I know you do a lot of plays of different VR games, including some of my favorites like Arizona Sunshine. And your tracking always seems really good on your weapons. So I just want to see what some of your tips are. Roxas is probably right. It's most likely reflection. So maybe changing the angle of what I'm working with or something like that. Because my big flat screen TV does have a pretty big reflection. So I might need to change something up. But I wanted to get some of Zane's tips and tricks since he's a pro at it. See what he's got going on.
Yeah. So what I'm pushing right now, Zane, is of course I'm running a i7 7700. It's a 3.6. I'm also running just a GTX 1070, but yeah. Oh, and 16 gigs of RAM. So nothing really. Brain shotting, it does the job. It plays it really, really clean. I play pretty much any title on there without a problem. And I play some really, really good titles like Arizona Sunshine plays it beautifully, So yeah, I mean, and having this room that I have here works out really well because I've got a lot of long space. And I just got to move the chairs out of the way, and it's pretty much it'll work. So
yeah, Freak's got a massive. He's got a massive game room now and a massive living room, so he's always had pretty good room for VR.
Yeah, this works out. This gotta update my drivers, but yeah, no. There's one game that I definitely want to get. It's called Vox something or other. It's a mech game. And it looks really good, and of course they've dropped the price down for the holiday, so I'm gonna pick that up this weekend. It looks really, really good though. Been waiting for it to come down a little bit. I love mechs. I used to play Mech Warrior back in the day when it was Microsoft that actually made it. I don't know if you guys remember Mech Warrior 2. That was my jam, man. Oh my gosh, I used to love
Mech Warrior 2, the Lone Wolf.
Yeah, Lone Wolf. Yes. Gosh, that was a great game. Really, really good game. Yeah, man, good stuff, bro.
Oh, guns painted on 6 bikes. Ever tell you I hate batch painting?
It loves you.
Good night. Good night, Brian. We're about to bow out ourselves.
This
cool. Well, some really good VR chat. Really enjoyed that. Definitely, I'm so glad you introduced me to Arizona Sunshine, man. It's one of my favorite VR games right now. And
well, hey, you beat it. I haven't beat it yet.
And then Zane showed me that there are 2 $5 DLCs I want to pick up because I really would like to play some more of it.
Nice.
Also, when you use the Far Cry PSVR rifle with Arizona Sunshine, it to me is an even better game because like the rifle in Arizona Sunshine just so much smoother for aiming and killing stuff. You remember that one part where you first get the crank?
Yep.
And
yep.
I always had trouble killing the enemies fast enough.
Right.
When I switched to the rifle, I had no problem.
Yeah. Did you play it with when we did it on a new system, or was it on the old system that you helped? Because I know we started the first time you played it on the old system with the
I don't
right
think I've
case.
played since then.
Sunshine, Arizona Sunshine on a new system.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Okay.
played since then.
Okay, it does make a huge difference. I mean, and it was because of the Bluetooth, because it uses Bluetooth for the controllers, and they were just I had to get a separate Bluetooth external adapter for it, and it was horrible. It was an older version of Bluetooth, and it would lose tracking. It wasn't quick enough, and yeah, so you have all that shaking going on with the new system I have here. Oh man, it's just clean. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of fun.
You know what was kind of a disappointment for VR that I'm still going to finish playing it at some point because it's still fun, just not as good as I was hoping. I found that I kept wanting Borderlands 3 VR or Borderlands 2 VR to have the same move mechanic as Arizona Sunshine.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much smoother in Arizona Sunshine. I feel like as good as Borderlands is on VR, I feel a little motion sick when I'm playing it. I don't know. Maybe I need to change my settings or something.
Well, it could be the settings issue. Yeah, and some people tell you, yeah, it could be the frame rate, or it could even be the speed or the hertz. You know, but just like Payday was not made originally as a VR game, and I get sick on Payday as well. It runs okay. It's still semi-buggy. It's doable, but it's. I'll be honest with you, man. It's just I can only do so much of it with the visor on. So.
Okay, so you think the fact that it wasn't originally made for a non-VR game is a big difference there?
Absolutely, because they're still using the same engine. All they're doing is they're just changing the way that it's being sent out as a display.
Interesting.
While all these other games that are created, such as Arizona Sunshine, those were VR specific, and a lot of these other games that are fluid, very easy. They're easy on your eyes. You notice that a lot of the VR games are very kind of pastelish. They're very plain. There's not a lot of detail. You ever notice that? They're kind of blocky. Right. Well, that's for that reason. Keep people from getting sick. That's just not. And if you go back and you play Payday 2 with all the details, you're like in it. Like when I got in that car, into that Charger or Challenger, when we were driving from that one warehouse all the way to the train yard, and me and a chick cannot drive to save anyone's life, let alone. Oh my God, I'm serious. I had to actually take the visor off and breathe because I really was going to vomit. I was just upchucked right there. It was so bad. The motion sickness was so bad because the movement, my eyes were telling my brain we were moving, and my body was saying, "You're full of crap."
Roxas says field of view also makes people sick.
Yep.
Good night, Hellchild, my brother.
Good night, Thomas.
Zane says, have you seen Valve Index for PC VR? Freak might have. I have not. I'm exclusively PSVR.
I haven't seen the. I have seen. I don't have it. I haven't messed with it. I know I'm here. But I've like I said, I'm just slowly working my way through all the Steam VR stuff, and they got a lot of really good stuff this time here.
Weather Pig says he's working on the community video we talked about earlier, and it's looking good so far. Give you guys. Actually, I don't know if it's still a surprise. Weather Pig, should I mention what that is, or do you want me to hold the secrets for now?
Hold the secrets.
While we're waiting on a response from him, Freak, you got any parting words of wisdom tonight? You know, things
Wisdom?
that
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Were you talking to me?
any
wisdom you
parting
speak
closing
of?
thoughts, or rather, if you like Raft, try Forest in VR. If you like Raft, I think you'll like it.
Forest? I'll have to try that. I do like. I've been playing something similar to Forest. It's called the Stranded.
Called something.
Stranded something. Anyway, it's similar to the Raft, but the detail is just ridiculous. They're very realistic. Anyway, not VR, but yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. As far as man, I hope everyone had an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving, man. I hope y'all ate your faces off. If y'all didn't, and y'all across the pond, go pretend. Go find you a bird somewhere, kill it, cook it, eat it, and say Happy Thanksgiving. You know, that's how we do, pretty much. You know, it doesn't have to be a turkey. It could be a turkey sandwich. It's fine. Just go find something. You know, go get some lunch meat. We're okay with that, man. We don't throw shade at anybody. The whole thing is that you want to be thankful. You know, I'm thankful for my bro. You know, I'm thankful for this channel. Thankful for you guys. Thankful for where we are in our lives. You know, in this little venture that we're doing. You know, and it's pretty cool. It's a great journey. Something that I've always learned as a motorcycle rider is that it's not about the destination. It's the ride. You know, it's all about the ride. It's all about the travel. So
I would agree, man. That's definitely something I'm thankful for. Is of course you, my bro, all the rest of the extended family, of course, and then of course our hobby family here too that we have with these guys. You know, all of our hobby community. You know, just lots of love and support all year, man. And it's just been. I think I really feel like while we've had a lot of amazing memories in this, I really feel like I felt more love doing what we do this year than any of our previous years so far. And that's no shade to anything that's happened before. It's just there's just been an overwhelming amount of love this year, you know?
I think because we're just coming onto our niche, we've kind of finally learned, the level of consistency here on what we do and where we are. I mean, I'm not professional for any stretch of the imagination. Y'all already know that. There's no, I mean, I don't know everything either, and I can't say I'm even that good on the stuff that I should know. I mean, honestly, there's a lot that I really need to bone down on. So my thing is that at least one thing that I do enjoy is this community, this getting to learn together. It's the ride. It's all about the ride, man.
Man, I got to mention that you like to say all the time that you are one of the a very not professional person in this what we do, but I mean, guys, how much cleaner does our just the aesthetics of our channel look this year? I mean, look at this overlay that we're in right now and stuff like that. And Freak put in so much learning to learn how to do that this year on his own, and of course, I mean, starting out on his own, reaching out to even some other YouTubers, getting their formula, their how to, doing lots of YouTube research himself on different videos and stuff like that. I mean, he's put in a lot of professionalism this year that goes beyond, I mean, the content, of course, I'm sure that's what he's mostly talking about is he may not know everything in the codexes, or he may not always be up on the latest GW news until we're talking about it in the chat. He may not be up on exactly what are the power plays for his army. But man, he has definitely put in a ton of work to make us look way more professional this year.
Yeah, so I'll kind of fake it till I make it. So it's just I try to put it where it counts.
Zane takes credit. We're feeling love this year because Zane is here now.
You know what? It's true. This is true.
This is how we came into our niche.
Indeed. Had it not been for Zane, yeah, I'll say it. Had it not been for Zane, I think the chat would have not been as lively. Between Zane and a few others, actually kept this insanity.
Yeah, I think we've definitely got the holy. Yeah, definitely think we have the holy trinity between Zane, Archer, and Atomic Dog.
Yep.
Like there's definitely always something crazy in the chat. Something for us to respond to. But, I appreciate everybody who comes to our chats though and drops us something to say.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. This is back on the video games. Have you guys seen the new Postal game that came out?
I have not. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of the Postal franchise. Okay, Postal 1, Postal 2. When Postal 3 came out, I don't know anybody who got it. That was just crap. That was just flat out garbage. They came out with Postal. They want to say 4, but I kind of read it through, and they say this is what Postal 3 should have been. I'm excited, and I've been looking at it. It's better, the better graphics, and it's actually early. It's early access right now, so they're still working on it. But I'm thinking of getting it, and it'll be awesome. Yes, the cat suppressor. Yeah, boom, wow. Yes, absolutely. So freaking cool, man.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Actually, the cat suppressor. I just did see. So one of my weekly watches is a channel called Outside Xbox and Outside Access.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the 7 weapons that make you a horrible person for using last week. And the cat suppressor was one of them.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, it's called Postal 4, No Regrets. That's what it's called. Postal 4, No Regrets.
Freak, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
Oh, sorry.
From Roxas. Aren't you become notorious? Yes. Yes, you are notorious indeed, my friends.
Oh,
notorious indeed.
I got how much is it coming out?
What is it?
Oh, it's on sale. $18.
Oh, it's out now?
Yeah, it's out.
I thought it might be since they were covering it last week.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Get it. I love it. I love when he uses the flamer, the flamer. Gosh, the flamethrower, and he starts roasting people. Like, slow roasted goodness, and he's got that deep baritone voice. It's awesome. Smells like chicken.
You're gonna have to pick that up, brother.
That's what that smells like.
You're gonna have to pick it up and let us know how good it is.
Absolutely, man. So, yeah.
If you're using a 22, a guinea pig should work. Gosh.
What kind of noise will it make? The whole purpose of using a cat is because it makes a really loud noise and obnoxious. I don't know. All right.
So Weather Pig did say, actually, it is kind of supposed to be a surprise, but the little tidbit he is giving is that stay tuned to his channel, subscribe and hit that bell button so you know when he puts it up. He is saying it's supposed to be a platform for everyone to share their best work. So kind of keep an eye on that whenever Weather Pig puts it out. That'll be cool. I can't wait to see that video, my man.
Dude, guys, I got to be honest with you. Weather Pig does some really, really good work with his editing. Especially, this last one that he did on our recap. Oh, man. Great way to highlight it. Great way to really isolate a lot of the goofier parts, in our stream. And yeah, man, go check out his channel. The guy's a genius. I love how he does his editing, and he's funny too. Doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah, very cool guy. Very cool guy indeed. Just like love the spider theory. Spider theory?
Spider theory.
You have to explain that to me, my brother.
Yeah, awesome.
Man, I kind of want to, for like some of our other guests that have come on the show, like Big D, I almost want to paint them up a gift to send, but man, something going all the way to Australia would probably take forever. Wonder what the shipping would be on sending something to Australia.
Oh man, I can't imagine.
I want to send my friend this model. That'll be $325.
Oh yeah. Spider theory. How are the spiders so dang ridiculously strong? and murderous. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
when they nuked the tank?
That's right. They'll freaking nuke the tank, and there were spiders inside it, and they became mutants. And, at first...
They used to be regular Black Widows until
they're super Black
the
Widows. They're uber super Black Widows. And somebody thought, hey, I bet you if I get bit by one of these, I'll become Spider-Man. No. It just killed them. So, yep. It don't work. Don't try it. You'll get murdered by an 8-legged arachnid.
I'm glad you clarified that, because last week when you said that, that would be where radioactive spider powers come from, I was about to take a bullet.
But you don't even like spiders. There's no way you would have done it. You're like, I know if I let them bite me, I might get some powers. But, spiders.
I think you underestimate my desire to get free superhero powers.
Ooh, Fallout 4 is $8. Holy crap.
It's such a good game.
I
need to finish that one. Fallout and Dragon Age and Mass Effect are all on my list of things to finish once I get done with all the MSQ in Final Fantasy.
I'm going to get Fallout.
And
Vegas is
my
the
raid
only one
leader.
I had, so.
3 is the best. And since my raid leader is listening, yes, I did unlock both dungeons that I will need for Sunday, so we're good there. So I just need to finish up that MSQ, and I can really get into some of my backlog of video games.
Super cool, man.
Like, I'm loving Final Fantasy. I love it, but you know when you're in an MMO, you are in an MMO, right? And so it takes up your free time you would normally devote to other games. So my backlog is massive right now. Of course, part of that is also because I'm trying to split my time between gaming, painting, tabletop gaming, YouTubing, Magic playing. I've got a variety of hobbies I'm splitting my time between right now.
You guys said the forest, right?
The Forest, yep.
Okay.
Zane said specifically the Forest VR.
Well, it's VR, but it's showing only as HTC Vive and Oculus. But still, I think it'd be a great game. It looks pretty cool. It's only $11 bucks, $12. Not bad.
Cool.
Yeah, I like. And let me do that. Grab that real quick.
Sounds very achievable.
Thank you. Purchase for myself. Oh, it is VR supported. For Windows Mixed Reality. Oh damn! There you go.
There you go, baby.
Sweet. I'm gonna check that out. How's it play? Does it play pretty smooth, Zane? Because I'm all about good VR games, man. That looks really cool. I've actually seen some Let's Plays with the Forest in VR, but... No, I haven't played Firewall. I'm not... I like Super Hot. That's actually pretty fun.
So that one's so fun.
That is. Beat Saber, that's fun too. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. This is pretty cool. But no, man, I got nothing else.
My closing thoughts is, man, from our news tonight, man, I really hope those new tanks on the Sakaran bodies come to 40K at some point, because I want one. And the cool thing is that because you can get all the loadouts with one set, I mean, I want one. I don't feel like I need all four, I can just get the one.
Right. You know what? It's got to come out. I mean, that's a great idea. It's a great way to be able to customize your tanks, man. That's fantastic. Who wouldn't want that?
Right. Lots of built-in customization. And replayability too. Right. I'm tired of the heavy, the what is it called? I'm tired of the neutron laser version. Let me run the autocannon
Yep.
version. Let me try the
Just
Volkite version. You know,
change the stuff around.
I say that, although I still need to paint up my plasma and missile launcher turrets for my Sakaran. Because I started with the autocannons, and then I'm like, I just love this tank. I've just been taking the same version over and over again.
Oh God. So I'm just gonna throw this out to you guys. So I'm on call this weekend, and one of the charge nurses. So she's a supervisor at the hospital I work at. Oh my God. Did I share this with you, Mythos? This is the one who actually called my personal cell phone. And I have what's called Bot Killer. I don't know if you guys know what Bot Killer is, but basically it's an app that will auto answer anything that, or any, if it's not someone on your list, on your contact list, it's just going to switch it straight to Bot Killer, and Bot Killer will actually pick it up. I've got like 20 or 30 different voices or different themes, and there was this one of a guy who says, he basically was out on his fishing boat in the lake, who was having a hard time hearing, and I'm serious, she talked with him for over 30 minutes. I've got it recorded, the entire and she's working tonight. Like, oh gosh, that's happening. So yeah,
she talked to
the bot for 30 minutes. I'm not lying. The bot was saying, okay. All right. Oh man, I'm surprised I'm getting this much signal. Wait, can you hold on a second? Hold on. And she goes, yes, okay. And they go, okay, hold on. I'm thinking there's a little wind's picking up. You hear the wind? And she goes, yes, I hear it. Okay, yeah, just hang on a second. Okay, I think it's died down a little bit. I think we're good. Okay, so what were you saying? And she'll go on her thing, and he goes, whoa. And you hear the wind picking up in the background. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Man, I didn't expect to bring this up. And what's crazy is that this was at night. Who goes boating in the middle of the night? So here she's having a whole conversation with a non-accept just of this bot, and she's really believable. She really thinks she's talking to somebody. And like, oh my God. And she keeps repeating her same thing. I'm having problems with logging in and blah, 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 and I may need the password reset and blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. Instead of actually calling the help desk line, she's going to call my personal cell phone and think she's going to get help. Man, that was the most satisfying 30 minutes I've ever heard. So anyway, that's my IT story. Love it.
Zane says Firewall is a tactical shooter using the aim. Freak look for zero caliber.
Okay.
Both shooters with realistic functioning guns in VR, which means you probably won't have a problem with iron sights blocking scopes. Recommendation for Mythos is Firewall. Man, I'm gonna have to look into that, brother, because I love some PSVR shooters. I'll definitely check that out. My other closing thought is, again, we already talked about it quite a bit, but I'm just going to say again, guys, this has been like one of our most successful years. This is probably our most successful year on YouTube so far. Just making so many new friends, getting to work. I think we mentioned at the beginning of the year, we wanted to work with more channels on video collaboration. And I think through the platform of this live chat, we've gotten to work with a lot of amazing YouTubers and hobby personalities. So I think that is actually going to be one goal we can check off the box. And I really appreciate everybody we've worked with this year. This has been really cool. This has really been like a big year for us. Our other one, we said we were going to get to 700 this year. I think we probably fall short of that.
Short, yeah.
But that's
effort.
okay.
Good effort.
Yeah, a good push. And again, the experiences we've had this year, I think more than make up for the subs. So very, very stoked with that. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. And again, I know not all of you celebrate Thanksgiving, but man, this Thanksgiving, we're definitely thankful for you guys.
It's time to reflect. That's for sure.
So, guys, just going to keep plugging away at these bikes here, but we're going to go ahead and end the show. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh, Blood and Truth. Got to play that one. I've watched a Let's Play.
Isn't that a vampire one?
No, Blood and Truth is did you ever play the London Heist VR?
No.
Okay, it's the same makers as that game, but basically it's a mafia kind of story.
Okay.
Where you're a soldier that's been off to war, you come back home to visit the family, and a mafia war kicks off, and God, it is so good, dude. Look up a Let's Play.
Sounds like Mafia 2.
It's so good, dude.
Same, sounds like
and
the same
it's a British. It's British Mafia too.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's interesting.
Because that's how Mafia 2 starts out, you know, where forgot what the guy's name. He goes off to war, comes back, you know, hangs out with his cousin.
Yeah, very similar in that manner. So really, I mean, just a badass game, and you know, like for a lot of it, these two brothers. So awesome game. Anyways. We're in the middle of closing out, but definitely going to look into playing that because it's so good. That's awesome, Zane. Great ending. Guys, again, if you like tonight's episode, then please grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below if you're watching back from the archive. Feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. And if you guys are interested in supporting us in any way, go over and check out our Patreon, see the kind of stuff we offer over there. And we really need to start posting to a little more often. And we plan on getting, you know, things have been a little slowed down this month because of the upcoming holiday. But we're going to try and start trickling back into that for December. And then also, if you guys are not yet subscribed to this channel, then we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Stay
Stay frosty.